What's good? You're now tuned in with Altspace podcast. Get some drink.
I stay off them perks. I be sleep but never lacking.
My boy Sherwin in the building.
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, man.
Appreciate
Thank you for pulling up, bro. No
it.
cap.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me on Horizon Squares too, bro. That shit was lit.
Absolutely. You definitely brought it. Yes, sir.
Bro, I didn't even know. I don't even really be listening to R&B. I listen to a couple R&B artists, but I don't really listen to R&B like that for real. So I was just answering
Yeah.
questions. But I was just being funny and shit when I said P Diddy.
You know what? And I always say, like, it's about having fun. It's a game show, but it's a comedy show at the same time. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
So a lot of it is, I remember, and I didn't start the show, right? Obviously, it's a show that's been on BET. They do celebrity squares. They've had Hollywood squares in the past,
Oh really?
right? Hip hop squares. Yeah. So it's been actually a thing on network television. Like BET's done it. VH1 has done it. Like a lot of these networks have actually done it. So I'm not the creator of the concept, but I brought it into the metaverse. And I know a couple of other people have, I think, done certain versions that are similar. But I took that concept, I brought it here, and it's really about having fun. It's a game show, it's a trivia show, but at the same time, it's about chemistry. It's about the squares interacting with each other. And I remember an episode that really made me laugh one time is, they had hip hop squares on VH1 and they had Remy Ma as a square. And they sat there, they asked Remy Ma a question. They said, can you tell us what the Nicki Minaj lyric is? Like they played a Nicki Minaj song and they asked her, what's the lyric? And she was like, well, it's got to be something about her ass because that's every other bar. So let me go ahead and say it's the anaconda. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever she said. And that was really funny to me. And it really showed me that it's not really it's a game show, but it's about having fun. You get questions like that and you got to be able to spin it. Obviously, Remy Ma is not going to know a Nicki Minaj lyric. She doesn't listen to Nicki Minaj. She's got beef with her. But the fact is, they asked that question to her because they knew it was going to be a funny response. And, they got that. So it's about having fun. It's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of game. And it's just about chemistry with one another and just having fun.
Oh yeah, I like that show you got. Oh, I always wondered like, did Remy do time in jail? Did she go to prison?
She did. You know what? She did. And I don't really know about the situation, but I know it was from what I heard, it was over some money that a friend had
Damn.
borrowed or something like that and didn't give back or something like, that's why you got to be careful with these loans. Don't give everybody
God.
money. You know what I'm saying? If you really trust them with their family, yeah, that's one thing, but you never know with these people. If it's going to be a big amount, like a few $1,000s, you got to really trust that person to pay you back. So I don't really give out loans too much.
Oh yeah, them loans is deadly. You can't be giving out
Yeah,
them loans.
absolutely.
What's it called? Ain't they're from Nicki's from New York, right?
Yeah, I think she's from Queens.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I think Remy's from out there too, ain't it?
I believe Remy's from Brooklyn she's from the Bronx. I believe she's from the Bronx.
Oh
If I'm
yeah.
not mistaken. So they
What?
got their New York rivalry going on, the boroughs against each other.
Oh
We get a
God.
little bit of that on squares too. We got people who are from Brooklyn, people from Queens, and they get into a little bickering, a little bit here, a little bit there. So it's fun. I like it. I enjoy it.
Oh God. And the Jersey people just be watching them. They be
You
watching
already
them
know,
beef.
right?
It's a lot
Now
of
I'm from
people
the
on
West
from Jersey.
Coast, so we
Oh, you
ride
from the
hard
West?
for the West Coast. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's lit. Hell yeah. What part for
Bay
West
Area.
Coast you from?
I'm from Oakland. A lot of people know San Francisco, Oakland. Yep. From the
Hey,
Bay
that's where the homie
Area.
Chevy from. Chevy Crocker.
Yep. Chevy's from there. Bay Misses is from Oakland. Ramrock is from Oakland. Yeah, there's a lot of talent out here in Oakland. So
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
fire. Y'all don't have the Raiders no more though, do y'all?
We don't have the Raiders, but that's okay because I'm a
Yeah.
Niners fan, so I'm chilling.
Oh yeah, San Francisco Niners.
Yep, I've been a Niners fan. A lot of people like baseball in San Francisco, so the San Francisco Giants are really big over there too, and of course the Golden State Warriors. Everybody roots for them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Hell yeah, man. What was it like growing up out there in Oakland?
Well, I moved around a lot in the Bay Area. To be honest with you, like my parents They didn't grow up in America. They came here. They moved around a lot.
Oh
So
yeah, I was gonna say
when
you look Middle Eastern or something like
I
that.
am Middle Eastern. Yeah, I'm Persian. Like a lot of people don't know that, but I am Middle Eastern. I'm a brown Muslim guy. You know what I'm saying in here. But no, they came here. You know what I'm saying, and they grew and developed their skills. My dad is in tech. My mom became a teacher. They went to school here. They got their degrees. And it really showed me, the kind of work drive and work ethic that I want. So I guess that's where I get a lot of my, people saying here, where do you get your passion from? You're so driven. It's definitely my parents because they came with nothing, just the clothes on their back. So to see them go from that to now being able to build a whole household and live out the so-called American dream that people talk about, so I definitely get that side from them. But I moved around a lot in the Bay, and to be honest with you, I grew up not in the best areas, you know what I'm saying? I
Oh yeah,
definitely grew up in areas that there was a lot of violence, gang violence, gun violence. I grew up in a lot of people know San Jose. I've been in Oakland, so I've been in a lot of areas in the Bay Area that are known for gang violence. So it wasn't easy growing up, but one thing about me is I always treated everybody equally. So that's one thing in how I was respected is I never judged anybody. Everybody was cool with me. I made my own friends. A lot of my friends are from different races, like I have friends of all different ethnicities and backgrounds and things like that. So I'm really a
oh
people
yeah,
person, and I think that's what's helped me throughout these years.
oh yeah. That's good to be. That's good to be a people person, man. Same. I got Dominican friends, Mexican friends,
Right.
all type of friends for real.
Absolutely.
What was you? Have you ever heard the gang called TNT?
No, I've not heard of the gang TNT. We have the Serenos and the Norteños
Oh, y'all got
out
Sonoyos
here.
in over there. The
Yeah, we
Oh yeah,
do.
Norteños
Um,
over there because that's North Cal, ain't it? That's North
Yeah,
Cal.
so we do got some of that going on. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be gangs in a lot of areas, so it is what it is. We got the Bloods and the Crips as well, in California. So yeah, I just stay out of it. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying? And one thing about gang violence that I've learned is like, if you just you treat them all cool, they'll be cool with you. You know what I'm saying? So I've always
facts.
been cool with everybody. So
Yeah, that's facts. They're pretty chill people. Just don't
yeah,
like if you don't find no trouble, you don't go look for no trouble. You don't get no
that's
trouble.
right.
The politics with gangs are so crazy, especially like because I'm from the South, so the politics aren't really like you gotta wear this and that. But I know in on the West Coast, man, it's deep over there. Gang politics are deep because I guess they've been there so long, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um.
There's yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what was you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think in the Bay, just in California in general, like in the West Coast, like, it stems really far back. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever seen the movie Freedom Riders,
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if you've ever seen that
yeah,
movie. That was
I
actually
saw
a
that.
school in Long Beach, California, and it was around the Rodney King riots, right? And things that were going on during the time in
Oh yeah,
California. And actually, we just watched King Richard. I just watched King Richard the other day with a few of my friends, and that was based in Compton, and there was a lot of gang violence, right? So I just think in general it stems so far back, especially on the West Coast. So it's a lot better now, but yeah, the beef runs deep, and people are very passionate on the West Coast,
yeah, bro. I think they've been gangs since like the beginning of gangs for real, like 50s, 60s. I think that's when that shit started happening.
right?
What year did your parents come over?
Well, I wasn't born yet, so it had to be before I was born, and before my sister was born. So I would say like in the late 1980s,
Now
I think.
you're Persian, you said, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Now what part of the Middle East is that by? Like is it by more like on Africa side or like more around what's it called?
It's
Iraqi
like right
side?
in the middle, you know what I'm
Oh, okay.
saying? Between and the reason why I say Persian is because I'm a lot of different parts of the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
I'm, Iranian, I'm a part Saudi Arabian, I've got a little bit of Afghan in me. I have people who are Armenian in my family. So I have a lot of different Middle Eastern in me. But and when you say Persian, you're really referencing at back in the day. You know, Persian is not a thing that people. It's not a country today. Persia is not a country, but Persia
Oh
was a
wow.
region. Yeah, it was a region, and they had that whole area. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say Persian, because a lot of us don't know exactly where we come from. You know, we're a little bit of everywhere when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, that's fire, man. It's like the Middle Eastern, like the Middle East, and I always look at all type of geological stuff, and I dig deep into it on Twitter and all that conflicts going on over there. I was gonna see like what what do you think about the Afghanistan situation? Like, because the low key, the what who Al Qaeda, is it Al Qaeda that has it under control?
It's the
The
Taliban.
Taliban,
Yeah.
the Taliban has it under control.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that? Because it's like they've been in power for like almost 2 years now, and you know what I'm saying, they look like they're doing okay for themselves.
No, I mean they're not. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how the media is putting it out there, but you know, it's a really sad situation of what's going on in Afghanistan. Like you said, the Taliban is has overthrown the government. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the people really don't have any rights in there. And you know, I have family that's out there. They can't even access Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because they pulled the internet. They pulled everything. So it's actually not good. You know what's going on
Oh,
over there. They're still fighting. There's a lot of poverty. You know, there's a lot of oppression. You know, women still don't have rights there. You know, people get beaten, and there's no sort of law. You feel me? Like people don't realize like how good we have it here. You know, we
yeah.
have. I know we're a little bit overprotective. Like we've got like rule books and law books and all these laws and stuff like that. But at the same time, we should be
Not
kind
that
of
bad
happy
for real.
that we have laws, because these
Yeah.
countries, they don't have laws. They don't like you for how you look. They don't like you for how you act. They'll just kill you right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad thing. And that's the reality of it. You can't do that in this country. You feel me? If you get killed, there's going to be repercussions. You know, there's court, there's law, there's things that play a role. But over there, you can kill somebody and nobody will pay a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sad part, you know, of what's going on in
Mhm.
Afghanistan. It's still like a war going on over there. It's a revolution. You know, the people want to stand up against the Taliban, but how are you going to stand up against, you know, a terrorist group? Right? It's hard.
For real.
And so that's why there's a lot of pressure on other countries like the United States and other people to get involved. These countries don't have the resources, you know what I'm saying, to fight back. So that's what a lot of the debate is over here, you know, whether or not to send resources there.
That's facts because I was always fascinated by that part of it. Because how does a terrorist group overthrow a government? Because I know many years, I know we came over there. I know Saddam Hussein, but was Saddam Hussein in Iraq or Afghanistan?
Saddam Hussein, I believe that was Iraq.
Oh yeah, that was Iraq, and I always wondered like, how do we end
Yeah.
up in Afghanistan? You know what I'm saying?
Well, have you ever seen the movie Vice?
Vice. You talking about the YouTube channel?
No, it's a movie called Vice, and it's really, really interesting. I recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it. It's a movie called Vice, and it's about the life of Dick Cheney, who was a vice president during George Bush. You know what I'm saying? So when George Bush was president, you remember 9/11 happened, and
Yeah,
that was like a big deal. And Dick Cheney was the one who, behind the scenes, the whole time, wanted to go into the Middle East and drill. They wanted to get their oil. They wanted to get their resources. You feel
yeah,
me? So when 9/11 happened, that was the perfect time for him to say, see, look, like, let's go ahead and attack. Even though it was Al Qaeda who attacked us, it wasn't a country, it wasn't anybody, you know, in specific. It was a terrorist group that attacked, you know, 9/11. And what Dick Cheney did was it was able to convince George Bush to send our troops to Afghanistan. You feel me? To go ahead and go in there just to get the oil. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just to drill and get their oil. So a lot of that was, you know, a crock of shit. You know what I'm saying? For us to go there and blame a whole country for an action that wasn't even really caused by them, but it was caused by a terrorist group. That was what happened. And I think that movie, it does a really good job at showing you behind the scenes when it comes to politics, and how there's a lot of crooked politicians out there, and how all they're worried about is money, power, resources, all this stuff. You feel me? They don't care about killing innocent people. You know what I'm saying? To get to that. And that's like a dictatorship for you. And we low key in this country are dealing with a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
just had somebody run and come back and run, and they're a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? And openly said that they want to be a dictator type of president. You feel me? So we do have that problem even in this country today, but we talk about it in a different way.
In a way, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. What kind of made your parents want to go ahead and say, all right, we're gonna go ahead and go to America?
I mean, even like what we're talking about now, like the conditions. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like the conditions out there are not good. And actually at the time when my parents came, um, before they even moved here, right? My dad came here for college, and at the time there was actually a revolution going on,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, it was like this whole. I don't know if you guys know about the Iranian American Revolution. They
Oh
held
wow. I
the
didn't even
the
know they had
U.S.
a.
embassy hostage and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was like a whole thing. The revolution was like this big thing. So yeah, there was a lot of killing going on, a war. What I'm
Wow.
saying, we've seen what happens with revolutions.
Yeah.
Nobody really wins in a lot of these situations. So, um, yeah, I mean, they wanted a better life like everybody else.
Oh yeah. Facts. I feel it on that. No cap. What's it called? So what was it like? Being in school and stuff.
Being in school, um, you know, I I was pretty smart, what I'm saying? I was pretty active in my schools as well. Like I was really into sports. I did, different kinds of sports, soccer, volleyball,
Oh
a
yeah.
few sports. Yeah. And I ended up actually eh, funny enough, what I'm saying, how people it always shows people, I was actually president of my high school, what I'm saying, of the student body. So I think a lot
Oh
of that
wow.
like of my personality today, my leadership qualities,
Yeah, I
stem
see that.
from
I
my
see that.
childhood, and being like, and the reason why, and that was like an elected position, like, the student body votes for that person. And like we were talking about earlier, I was friends with everybody. I didn't hang out with one race or another race or exclude anybody. I was friends with everybody. I think that's what helped people really see me as a leader because I spoke for everybody. I didn't just speak for one particular group. So that was kind of my childhood. Is that, I hung out with everybody. I was a people person. I wanted to actually make real changes because I went to a school that wasn't the best. What I'm saying, it was kind of we had some it wasn't the best. The school
Graffiti
on
on
the
the
other
locker.
side. Our city was kind of like we had the rough side and we had the nice side, and I was kind of on the rough side. And we had another school that was like in our district, a rival school that was all nice, and everybody who came there drove Benzes and BMWs and everything. And like, here's me in my low Honda Civic going to school. You feel me? Like that was how it was. But that made me really want to make some changes because I hated getting the reputation of being like the school that's like less than. You feel me? And so when I did what I did, when I became the president, whatever, I started making some changes and like really making the school look a little bit better. Like, I wanted everybody to understand, like, even you see how I operate today with the productions that I do. I want
Yeah.
it to be the best it can be. And that's the same approach I had with my school. I want my school to be the best it can be. When you talk about me and the school I go to, I don't want it to be, oh, he goes to that school, that's not a good school. No, I want you to talk about, oh, look, he came to that school and like, you know, did whatever he had to do, put that school on the map, and that's kind of how I went about it.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's fire. What school was that you went to? The name of
I don't know if I want to name the school. People be looking up my personal information and stuff. See,
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Have you
yeah,
always been into like kind of like video games and stuff like that as a young kid?
yeah. I mean, I was an Xbox kid.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
the
I had a
Xbox.
PlayStation and an Xbox, but mostly
Oh, okay. So
Xbox.
you not how old are you?
I'm 20. I'm about to be 27 in a couple weeks, so I'm still
Oh,
kind of on the
bro.
young side.
I thought you was older. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
no, I'm
give
a
me
little bit
older
younger.
vibes, bro.
People think I'm in my like 40s and stuff. I'm definitely
Yeah.
still in my late 20s. I'm not a spring
Hell yeah.
chicken, but I'm a little bit on the younger side. But nah, I used to be an Xbox kid for sure. I had an Xbox 360.
Some
Had
good
it for
old
a long
days right there.
time. Right. And then I went to college and all that stuff and kind of gave it a break. And then when COVID hit, wanted to pick it back up. And so I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
yo, let me get a new Xbox. And they had just dropped the Xbox Series X, I believe it is, or Series S or whatever. They got like new ones nowadays. And I wanted to upgrade. So I went to the Best Buy, and I was looking forward to getting an Xbox. It was my birthday was coming up. It was going to be my gift to myself. I went to the store. Turns out they're sold out. Turns out they're
Oh,
not going to be having it in the store for months. You feel me? And that it's always sold out or whatnot. So I was like, well, look, I want to get myself a birthday gift. Like, what can I get myself? And the store employee was like, yo, try out this VR headset. It's not a lot of people know about it, but
oh,
it's people talk good things about it. So I was like, let me go ahead and try it. So that's how I got this headset, was during COVID. Was I wanted something to do, and everybody was at home all the time. So I'm like, let me go ahead and give this a try. Let me see what this is about. And found a few games on there at first, like everybody else, Beat Saber and Super Hot and whatever, and then ended up finding an app called Altspace, which was like a social app. And ever
oh
since I
yeah.
went to that app, I never turned back. And I was in that app for 3 years, and I started off there, did all my shows there, my productions, and then it actually closed in March of 2023, so over a year ago. And so that's why I'm here now in Horizons and VR chat and doing some cross-platform stuff. But yeah, that's how I came about here.
Oh yeah, the VR is fire, man. I love the VR. I'm glad I came across it for real.
Hmm.
What VR headset did you pick up? Was it the Quest 2?
The Quest 2 had just come out. Yep,
Oh yeah, that's fire, bro.
they had
Have you
just.
always,
Mhm.
when you like first hopped on All Space, when you first hopped on VR, you hopped on All Space. Did you know you would kind of become a creator, or was you just trying, what I'm saying, playing, chatting with people?
Well, I think all of us at first think it's a playing and chatting with people type, environment when we first get on.
Yeah.
But I was just so amazed. Like, I literally got on, and in that first day that I was on, I went to a game show. One of my friends, and I'm still friends with her today because I tell her to this day. I Her name is Molly, and she was the first person who I really went to, and she had a show called Baggage. And I don't know if you guys know that show, Jerry Springer's Baggage, but it was like the same kind of show when Jerry Springer had it. And she was like, "Do you want to be a contestant?" And I was like, "This is my first day. I don't know." She put me in there, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this really feel like I'm on a game show. Like, this really makes me feel like, and so I was inspired, like, right off the bat. I was like, dude, if this is what people can do in here, let me go ahead and get my pen and paper and and write down all these ideas that I have. So that's what I did. And I sat down and I really thought about like what people are doing. I went to different events. I learned the ropes a little bit about the app, and then I was like, nobody in here. We've got the talk shows, we've got a couple of game shows, we got all this stuff. Nobody's really doing a musical. You feel me?
Oh
Nobody's
yeah.
really done that. So I was like, let me go ahead and try that. So my first ever thing that I did was I directed a musical. It was The Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
and I did a whole casting call. I did everything. We had a theater, and I think in the first night we had over 1,000 people join. In the first
What?
night, it was a 2 night show. Over 1,000, and in All Space, people don't know you can make multiple instances. So how we have it here, we can't do that. Over there, you can have 50 people in a room, and you can open an infinity amount of rooms. You feel me? So we
Wow.
ended up opening like 8 or 9 rooms, and we had over 1,000 visits in the entire night. You know what I'm saying? And it really opened my eyes of like, why are people even doing this in the real world? You feel me? Like 1,000 people, that's a Broadway show, damn it. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
that really is. And to be able to do something like that in this space, and 1,000 people show up, and it feels and it like a real musical, like I want to give people that experience. And so after that, like, it was kind of history. Like, people started knowing about me, and people started being like, oh, like he did this really dope thing, like. And so then I did another one. I did Dream Girls, and that was another success. You know what I'm saying? And like from there, I just really developed my skills, and then I started doing the talk shows and the game shows, and I had like 4 events a week. Like, I was going like at it. So that's how I
Oh
ended
yeah.
up. Hmm.
That is fire, bro. I think how I discovered VR, bro. I like you said before COVID days. I'm still on the PS4. You know what I'm saying? I was playing GTA. COVID days, man, they hit.
Yep,
I ventured
absolutely.
into Rec Room. The homie was like, "Hop on Rec Room." You know what I'm saying? We paintball guns and shit. I hop on Rec Room. I'm like, "What is this bull? I don't like this shit. I don't want to play this shit." You know what I'm saying? I keep on playing, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I feel you. It is kind of ass on console, but get you a VR headset, bro." I'm like, all right, bet.
Right.
I'm gonna go get a VR headset. So I pull up, you know what I'm saying, Best Buy, like you said, I pull up the Best Buy. I get me a no, actually my mom, it was like a random, you know what I'm saying, Saturday, Sunday, you know, you go out with your mom, go look around in stores and shit. I'm with my mom because I was like 19, 18 at the time. And we pull up to Best Buy and I see VR and I'm like, oh, this is some shit I tried out in the mall back in 2016. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about 20, I was no
Little
2017.
demo section.
Yeah, this back in
Right.
2017 too. I pull up to the mall. I'm in Linux. I'm at Linux. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm chilling. They had the Rift out. I think this was the Rift. It was a black headset.
Yeah, that's before the Quest One.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I'm so this was back in the day too, boy. And I pull up, you know what I'm saying, and I put it on, and I'm playing Minecraft on this shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm in a loading screen too. Everything all blue. I'm in the sky. I look down. I get a little scared and shit. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Then fast forward
Right.
to we going to Best Buy 2020, 2021, 2021. We going to Best Buy. We in 2021. I go ahead and pick up the Quest 2. The first thing I download is Rec Room, bro. I hop on
Mm-hmm.
Rec Room, I'm like, bro, this is different. You know what I'm saying? I start playing Rec Room, and then some years go by, and no, about 5 months, 6 months go by. I hop on Horizon World, and I'm on here, right? And then nobody got no legs or nothing like that. Everybody floating. And I'm like, I'm off the rip. I'm not really fucking with it because it's kind of like Rec Room, but everybody's mean. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like
Right.
19 at the time, and I'm trying to talk to people, and everybody really older for real, and I'm not really connecting with them. And then I'm trying to talk to people, and then I just end up getting kicked from every instance. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting kicked left and right. You know what I'm saying? Because
So is
I
that where
guess
you got your name? They can't ban Oxy.
yeah, bro, that shit crazy because I feel like they wasn't fucking with me for real. And this was like back on the Quest too. Then
Mm-hmm.
I put the Quest down. You know what I'm saying? I got busy with real life and shit like that. Then I go and buy the Quest 3 and I buy that. You know what I'm saying? I hop on here. I hop on Horizon World again. I look on here. Everybody got feet and legs. And I'm like, Rec Room ain't got this. So I start because this before I
We
think
never
Rec Room
have
has it now.
feet in Altspace, so you already know. It's a new thing for
Yeah.
us too. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't discover All Space for some reason. I don't know. I guess because it
You
never
know, it
came up
wasn't
on.
really a popular app. Like it wasn't as popular as people say it is. Um,
Hell yeah.
yeah, but no, I think yeah. I mean, Horizons like is very similar to Altspace. I feel like Altspace was in between Horizon and VR chat. Like the worlds look more like VR chat worlds, but the social aspect is more like Horizon. So I always say Altspace was like the best of both worlds. It really was.
Yeah, man. I wish I got a chance to experience that. I was on the App Store, but it just like I guess the
It was gone
promo.
probably by the time you maybe try to
Yeah,
download it. Yeah,
I wish I got to experience that. But I was like on Rec Room and stuff. But then I finally
yeah.
discovered Horizon Worlds, and I was like, bro, this is fire. Like back in November too. Like I'm so new to this, and man, I wish I was able to discover Alt Space and like when you was on Alt Space I heard the building was way better. Like you know how it looks cartoony on here. I heard the materials and what's building like on there.
Well, that's why, like I said, building. Well, the worlds over there are like VR chat. You know, the social
Yeah.
aspect is like Horizon, but the building aspect was is like VR chat. So you have to build on your computer. So not everybody can
Oh wow.
build. Over here, everybody can build. It's in the headset. If you have a headset, you can build a world. Over there, you have to have a gaming computer, something with like a strong graphics card that's able to process all that stuff, and then you download Unity and Blender. You know,
Oh,
Blender is
so
the
it's
app
like
that
VR chat. Like all spaces, like you got a blender on
yeah, it's
VR chat.
exactly the same. You got to
Oh,
build it in
okay.
Blender and then or in Unity, and then you got to from Unity. That's like the language transfer to the app. So you have to import it from Unity to then Altspace, and so it was all on the computer. You could
Oh
actually
yeah.
build in app there too if you wanted to. You got both options over there. They give you both.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Why do you think Altspace like? Why do you think they went ahead and can't like you know what I'm saying close down servers and stuff, bro? It like it was doing so good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few reasons for that. First of all, they had sold the app to Microsoft a few years back,
Mm.
even before I got there. So you can tell when they sold the app to Microsoft, it was kind of like the developers just wiped their hand cleans of wiped their hands clean of it. They were
Oh.
like, we don't really want to update this place anymore. There really wasn't any changes happening, like little things here and there, but they weren't really putting any effort or energy into making the app any better. because Microsoft owned it. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think part of me was like, Microsoft just owned it just to have a foot in the door when it comes to the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? But they really didn't put any money behind it. They didn't have any like. There's no funding for their VR. And I think now that we're developing into an age where it is starting to become more popular, Mark Zuckerberg is putting more emphasis on
He
Horizon.
is. He doing his thing
Um,
right now.
yeah, so what happened was Microsoft actually got rid of Altspace, and now they're creating their own called Microsoft Mesh. And it's a
Oh.
VR app, but you can only access it through Microsoft Teams. So they want it to be very business oriented. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has Microsoft Teams. You got to work for a company or something that gives you access to Teams, right? So they want to really shape the app to be for businesses. They don't want to
Oh.
have it for individual creators anymore. So people like us, it's not really for us. It's people for for people like Accenture or like companies like that that do work with Microsoft and they do want to have certain things over there where maybe they can train their employees or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely directed towards businesses now.
Oh yeah, I feel you. What you said when it kind of shut down, because I know you. I was looking at your Instagram and like it's like you was giving out tutorials on how to use on how to use VR chat, trying to
Yeah,
get people over there and shit. Was that a tough transition?
it was super tough. It was less tough for me. Well, I think the most tough part for me was knowing how much money I had spent in that app and knowing how much time I spent
Oh
in that
yeah,
app and how all of that was just really going to go to waste. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
spent all this money building this empire just for it to like get washed away. So that part was hard for me, but there's always going to be setbacks in life. That's just life.
yeah.
And I learned from that point on, let me not go ahead and put all my eggs in one basket. Let me go ahead and have a show in Horizon. Let me have a place in VR chat. Let me do a little bit of everything because you just never know. So I took it as a learning lesson. For other people, yeah, I mean, they took it a lot harder. Some of them actually got off completely,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to come back because they couldn't find a home in any other app. That was home for a lot of people, right? That was their go to. That was where when they got home from work, they put the headset on, they would go to Altspace. That's their safe haven. That's where they would chill. You feel me? Or even do their events or whatever, have their businesses and whatnot. So for that to all go away, yeah, I think a lot of people took it pretty hard. And for me, I did the best I could to like make the transition smooth for
Yeah.
people by doing the tutorials because a lot of people were like, no, I don't want to be in VR chat, all the kids and all this stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're right. But there's a way to be in VR chat and not be around the kids. There is a way to actually enjoy what VR chat has to offer and have a good experience and not have all these other things that you've been told or maybe experienced in the past. We could change that. So, and I try, and with my tutorials, I'm like teaching people how to go into a world that's private. So you're not with all the kids, right? How to find events, how to join groups and see what events they have so you can join their events. So I did my best to like make the transition smooth. And I'm hearing a lot of people in Horizons are going there now too. So I think I need to bring them back and do some more tutorials because from what I'm hearing is a lot of people like VR chat. And so
Yeah.
I definitely want to bring back the tutorials and teach people like, yo, this is how you go about it. Cause I want you to have the same experience I had. I had a good experience. I learned a lot. I had people show me the ropes when I came in VR chat. So I want to be that person for other people. I want to show you the ropes. When you come in, you can trust me to show you a good experience.
Oh yeah, I remember my first time on VR chat. Man, I didn't understand the menu and shit. But like I'm young. You know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get it for real. But what I'm saying, older people they not really gonna get it for real. So it's kind of tough for them, man. I think my first time VR chat, I went to Just Be Club, and I was like, damn, there's some real girls in here. What the hell?
Yeah, just B Club. It's a
I've been
popular
missing
one.
this all my life.
Hmm. Yeah, they got some worlds in there. And you know what I will say about VR chat is it's really catered to PC. Now they
Yeah,
have
it
like
is.
their app on Quest or whatever, and people on Quest can go in there, but like there's a lot more limits with Quest because your headset can only process so many graphics at one time. Versus when you do PC VR, if you connect your headset to your PC and you allow more things to process, there are worlds out there that are hundreds and hundreds of megabytes that you could go to that are absolutely stunning. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a
Fire.
world in there called Magic Heist, and I always tell people about this when they go there. It changed my life. Really though, it did. You go, you sit in this ride, and it takes you through like this whole adventure. You go through a castle, you're underwater. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting a dragon. Like it's crazy, and it really just showed me like, yo, this is crazy that VR can do this. You know what I'm saying? That can create experiences like this that are literally like what Disney is doing at Disneyland. You go into those rides and you sit in there and it's a monitor. They doing that here, you know what I'm saying, in VR chat, in the comfort of your own home at the same time. So it's crazy what you can accomplish over there.
Oh yeah, it's fire. Excuse me. Oh yeah, it's fire. I play VR chat on my PC all the time. It's fire, bro.
Yeah, it's
And
really
it's
dope.
like I wonder like I wish Mark Zuckerberg would kind of make the metaverse because you when I hear the metaverse I think of like a universe on a virtual reality. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that, but it's kind of like more simpler. You feel me?
Hmm.
Than VR chat and stuff like that. What was your favorite game show growing up?
My favorite game show growing up, I think I would have to go with Wheel of Fortune. Honestly,
Oh yeah, Wheel of
I
Fortune.
do like
Yeah,
Family Feud now. I think more today because of Steve Harvey, and like I love his personality hosting it. Like since
he's
he was
funny.
on like 10 years ago, yeah. But growing up, like Wheel of Fortune, I believe it was on like ABC, like one of those channels that is always on. And I remember like coming home from school and like it always came on at like 7 or 8 p.m. and that was like the time right before dinner, like you know what I'm saying, or right after dinner, so we would just watch that show, and like it was a family show too because you could guess the words like as they're guessing. Like it's kind of like Hangman. We all know Hangman and love Hangman. So I really liked that show growing up, and I actually did it in
That was
Altspace.
fire.
That was one of the shows that I did.
Oh yeah, fire man. No
Hmm.
cap. What's it called? So did you you built your worlds that was in all space, right?
No, I don't build. People
Oh
ask me that
dang.
all the time. Yeah, I don't build. I don't know how to build. People like my friends like Nemo, who's out here, you know what I'm saying? I got friends out here that literally help me and they know, you know what I'm saying? Like if I can't even like move something. Like I literally cannot. I need somebody to help me. So
That's how I am. I remember them seats over there. I was so glad when I first put it on nearby and stuff like that. Nearby
yeah.
and whisper. That's the only thing I could do.
Look, I just learned the other day how to write my name. And how to put portals or doors, in your world. Like I'm learning little things here and there. So yeah, it's definitely an ongoing lesson with that.
Dang. So I know you definitely spent money on all space. So all them worlds was tri-mesh and damn, that's crazy. They all gone now, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I employed a lot of people. I really did. You know what I'm saying? I'm still employing people to this day. And I actually do believe in that. Like I really think that's
Yeah.
how you keep this place running, like dead ass. Like this is an ecosystem and
Yeah.
you've got to have people playing roles in every area. Just like in life, you got to have doctors, you got to have teachers, you got to have lawyers, you got to have people to clean the bathrooms, you got to have people to everything. You got to have people to, I don't know, president, you got to have a role for everything. You know what I'm saying? And just like that, you have to have that in VR. You have to have the builders, you have to have the hosts, you have to have the audience members, the people who don't do shit at all, or else you're
Yeah.
not going to have an audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have people who are on social media, you got to have all these different roles playing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their lane. Everybody plays their role. It's an ecosystem, and everybody comes together and does that. And I do believe in with an ecosystem comes its own economy. You feel me? So
Yeah.
you get out what you put in. If you want to have worlds and you want to have all this stuff, well, it's gonna cost you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Nothing in life is free, and you got to be able to pay somebody. Then when it comes around and you got something to offer a service, then they could pay you. You feel me? And so that's how we keep this place going. It's an ecosystem. If it wasn't for employing all these people, a lot of them they may not even be in the metaverse. They don't
Yeah.
find a reason to because they're not making money. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to employ people in here so that they can keep doing what they're doing.
Hell yeah, and I love doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you a dope builder, I love you know what I'm saying. Give you some money to build me a world. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? It's something
Hmm.
you love doing, making it's like a career almost. You feel me?
Right.
What's your like creative process like behind Horizon Squares? Like, say
My creative
you got a show
process.
coming up, and then you got to gather these people, and you got to kind of write these questions down. How do
Yeah.
you come up with everything like that? Because that's your show is strategic. You feel what I'm saying? You got all these questions. You got the music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? That's fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think, with all the experience that I've had, like, it's really easy for
Oh
me to
yeah,
come up with a creative process. Like that part is, I always try to think of it of like an experience, a whole production. So I try to think of it, if I'm the host, this is, how I want it to look like. If I'm in a square, this is how it should be. If I'm in the audience, this is how I should, see the show. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to like think of every aspect of the show and how I can make that part better. So yeah, every week, I try to invite people that know each other a little bit, have some chemistry, maybe some new people who don't know anybody. I don't. I mean, I've had a couple of episodes where everybody's been new, but I like to have some people who return just to like, encourage other people who are new because I know it could be a nerve wracking thing to be, in front of a bunch of people and also on live TV because we are streaming and things like that. So I try to have a good mix of people, good chemistry. I try to have every little technical thing thought out. When is the music gonna play? When is the square highlight? When I ask this, what happens here? You try to think of every reactive solution that could happen. You know what I mean? So if this happens, what do you do? If this happens, what do you do? Right? And then more specifically for every episode, I then write the questions. Right? So
yeah.
I try to come up with a theme that embodies either what's going on in the world at that time or something that has to do with the center square. So in the past, like I've done, for example, diss track week. This was during the time that Kendrick and Drake were going back and forth, and I was
Oh
like,
man.
we're gonna do a trivia around people who've had beef in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And a diss track week. I even wrote my own diss track, and I dissed all the squares just to, have a little fun with it. But yeah, I try to do different themes that just match the what's going on in the world or what's going on with the center square. So if they're an R&B or if they're a rapper or if they're an influencer, or anything, right? I'm trying to come up with questions that at least have something to do with them or what's going on in the world.
Oh yeah, man. That's fire, bro. I love that show. That show was fire. Um, what was your favorite episode? On it could be favorite episode because I know you had multiple. Actually, you actually had multiple shows on Altspace. I know you had the radio and you had the Tonight Show. And what was your favorite? Well, yeah, what was your favorite episode out of every show that you had did before? What's your favorite one?
That's a hard question. I mean, that's like Sophie's choice.
You had a
But
lot, bro. You was doing
I
your
will
thing on
say like
Altspace.
my two favorite productions that I've been involved in or done have been Horizon Squares and The Tonight Show starring Sherwin. So that
Yeah,
Tonight
that was a
Show,
good show. I looked
it
at
was a
some of the
it
Instagram
really gave
clips.
me my like I was doing a lot of stuff. Like I was doing like little game shows here and there. Like, I was more like an in-app known person, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
once I did the Tonight Show, I think that really elevated me to like bigger than the app. You feel me? Because I started having people get wind of it from outside who wanted to be on the show. I've had so many guests, like the lineup for that show was like insane. Like we had Miss Laura Hayes from the Queens of Comedy. I don't know if you've seen the Queens of Comedy or what's it called, Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah,
Oh
that
yeah.
movie. She's the mother-in-law, you know what I'm saying, of Queen Latifah, Miss
Oh
Laura Hayes.
yeah.
Yeah, she was on the show. She's
Oh, that's fire.
hilarious. Vin Rock, that's where I met Vin Rock from Naughty by Nature. He's seen my show. He came to an actual episode of my show, sat there in the audience, and at the end of the show came up to me and was like, "Yo, this is dope. I want to be on it." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you could provide experiences like that, I don't even know who's in the audience. They get wind of it. They're like, yo, I attended it and I want to be on it. You know what I'm saying? So favorite episode, to be honest with you, I've had a lot of cool people. I've had FedExR come. They were really dope on my show. Like the instructors, like Elise Fletcher and Coach Billy D, who's an amputee. He's really dope. But I think anything honestly, Vinrock, he's the homie, and I would say anything that I've done with him has been excellent. You know what I'm saying? Like our interview on the Tonight Show was really dope. I got to learn a lot about him and Naughty by Nature and his relationship with Tretch and I mean all that stuff. And then he came on Horizon Squares and he literally rapped his verse of Hip Hop Hooray on our show. I mean, that's like, if I haven't seen history made, that's history being made, because I've never seen a rapper who's a Grammy winning rapper come and perform their Grammy winning song on their show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that to me was like really, really dope. And he didn't have to do that. You know, everybody else was rapping and doing their thing. And I was like, do you want to do it? And he was like, yeah, like throw me in. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, go ahead. You know, and he did his thing. And we literally made history that night. Like, that's never happened. So, I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, man, that is so fire. I was gonna ask you because I know you grew up in Oakland, but do you kind of just meet all? Because I noticed that your guests that you have do have a lot of followers with them and stuff. I was gonna see, do you meet these people in real life before? You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Oakland, or do you kind of just met them on Altspace? Because you're young too. I didn't know that how young you. I thought you was like
Yeah.
older, but you're young. You met all these people before. Do you kind of do you meet these connections? You know, networking outside of VR chat? Because I know you've been to Vegas and stuff like that, or do you kind of just meet them on all on VR?
Well, I know celebrities that are not on VR,
Hmm.
and they're in IRL, and I'm trying to get some of them to actually come in this space.
Yeah,
So you know, I'm still working on that. That's still a
it's
work in
hard, and it?
progress.
People that just don't know nothing about VR
Yeah,
trying to
they
get them
don't.
on it.
And that's why I think it's nice to have friends in the industry like who I've met through here, like
Yeah,
Vinrock, who I've never actually met in person, but we actually met in VR and we're really good friends now. And to have somebody like him in my corner is really important because he could speak to other people in the industry and be like, "Yo, this is legit. You know, this is the real deal, right?" But I do know other celebrities. Like I know a lot of Bay Area celebrities. Like E40 is a friend. I have a couple of people that I know, and so these are just people that I know but are not in the metaverse. So, you know, they're kind of separate a little bit. The people I meet in here, you know, I meet in here. I'm not living nearby them, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are New York, some of them are LA, some of them are East Coast, Atlanta, right? So this is the place to meet for that. But yeah, the ones I know from the Bay Area, they're not in VR just yet. I'll say just yet because we never know.
oh yeah, hell yeah, that's hard, bro.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with Little C's? How did you meet Little C's?
Lil C's, I mean, I got to give that one to Jen Smash. You know, she brought him in. She's his or was his accountant. I don't know if she still is or not, but she worked with him back in the day when
Fire.
he was in Junior Mafia and things like that. And you know, she brought him in, and you know, she was like, "Here's a list of shows, and tell me which ones you want to go on." And he saw my episode with Vinrock on Horizon Squares, and he said, "I want to do that." So he
Wow.
definitely, yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's important to really have these episodes and have these guests come on your show and stuff like that because it really gets your name out there and people see that and then they're like, I want to do that. So yeah, I mean, Lil C saw Vin Rock, you know, somebody in the industry who he knows, and I actually believe Vin Rock messaged him too. Oops. Let me go ahead and sip my drink since I grabbed
Yeah,
it.
go ahead. That's right there. Yeah.
But no, I think Vinrock actually messaged Lil C's and was like, "Yo, you're gonna have a blast on this show." Like I was on, and you know, and he was super supportive. So yeah, shout out to Lil C's.
That's fire, bro. Did he mention anything about P Diddy?
No, now you with this P Diddy, I can't. No Diddy. No, you know what? I will say this about that episode. I will speak on this. You know, we definitely had a little hiccup, you know, with the DJ situation, and you know, we like to have our squares freestyle, and this is why it's so important to have people who are knowledgeable about the music industry and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because and I know it wasn't on purpose and it was an accident. You know, it was a genuine mistake, but you know, he ended up playing "Hit 'Em Up," which is
Oh.
Tupac. And I know that could be a little, you know, East Coast, West Coast, right?
That's
And
messy as hell.
I'm gonna be honest with you, my heart dropped a little bit because I was like, this could ruin the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
he could
yeah.
literally just walk off and be like, nah, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he spoke on it and he was like, look, at the end of the day, that beat was an original Junior Mafia beat. You feel me? And they took it and they made it like, you know, whatever they did with it. But you know, that was an original Junior Mafia beat, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And so I was like, you know what? He handled it well. We're gonna just move on from it. People make mistakes. You feel me? It's, you know, pretty big mistake. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's why it's important to know who's coming on and doing your research like you did, with my interview today. It's
Oh yeah.
important to do research because you never know, right? You may bring up something that is really, really, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a story. This now you getting some exclusive shit right now.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I've never talked about this, but I'm gonna talk about it because I think it's really funny that we're talking about this. So I love her to death. My girl, Miss Laura Hayes. You feel me? She's Queens of Comedy, done so many amazing things. I usually have a rehearsal before my show when it came to the Tonight Show because I want them to know the questions. I don't want to blindside you. I want us to have a good interview. You feel me? I don't want to bring up something and not know. That's why we're talking about how important it is to do your research. So
Yeah,
I was
it's
always, let's
important.
have a rehearsal beforehand just to make sure we get all the kinks out the way. So we had a rehearsal, and there was a game that I wanted to play. The Tonight Show, we play a lot of games. Like it's what you see on the Tonight Show. So one of the games I wanted to play with her was called Puff Puff Pass or something like that. She smokes a lot of weed, so we brought a joint out where she can like do a little bit of smoking. So what we did is we put pictures up of different coworkers of hers, different people that she's worked with in the industry, and she can give us a couple of words about you know her impression of them, what it was like working with them, what kind of person they are, whatever she wanted to say, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm giving you some real shit right here. So, so we going through the list, right? I'm bringing up all these pictures. Monique. Oh, I love Monique. That's my girl. I'm bringing up some more. I love some more. Lunel. That's her BFF. I love Lunel. We're going through the list, right? I get to, I don't know if you guys know, I get to Cheryl Underwood. Do you know Cheryl Underwood? Now, she's a
No.
comedian. She's also a comedian. She's on a talk show called The Talk. She's on a panel on a talk show called The Talk. And she, as soon as that picture went up, I swear on my life, Ms. Laura said, fuck that bitch. Take that bitch picture off the fucking screen right fucking now. She
Oh.
started going off. And I was like, what? What? Like, hold up. Like, I was so confused because to me, y'all were coworkers on Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah. She played the lady who did all who gave out the
Oh, that's the monkey
catfish.
lady, monkey
Yes,
bread.
that's her. That's
Oh.
her. Yes. So I was like thinking in my head, like, I thought they would get along, right? But
I just looked her up on Google.
yes, that's her. And she explained it to me and she was like, look, that girl went on her talk show, The Talk, and she went up there and she pretty much just said a bunch of lies about me. And I actually
Oh
went and I
no.
found the video and I watched it back, and it is true. She did go on there and she did say stuff about Miss Laura. She said stuff about Samore. She said stuff about Adele Givens and how they all were fat shaming her and all this stuff, which is not true. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the fact that she went on her talk show, which has got millions of people watching, she was able to spin the narrative in that kind of way. You feel me? And I think that's why Miss Laura and I actually got along a lot because I've had people try to spin the narrative on me. You know what I'm saying? And try to make me seem like something who I'm not. You feel me? And I think that's where we connected a lot. And so I was like, yeah, we don't have to do that. In fact, she made a really funny joke about it. She said, I don't want to talk about it. And we moved on. You get it? Because the show was called The Talk. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, that's some inside shit for you because, a lot of people don't know that. But the video is still there of Cheryl Underwood bashing the Queens of Comedy because she didn't get a spot as a Queen of Comedy. You know what I'm saying? It was Bitter Betty over
Damn.
there on her show talking shit.
Oh yeah, they are. I'm looking at. I'm over here googling her. Man, she looked
And
good
you
in the
know what?
'90s. God,
And that's why the Talks ratings are not
so they
doing that
was so
well.
all them people. So all these like
Let
what
me
I'm
get
saying,
some
black
pussy.
celebrities. Oh hell no, Boogie Woogie, get your back
Hey,
your ass up.
man, come on, man. Let me get in.
Hey, nah, for real,
Come
back
on.
up, bro. You finna get kicked. Back up.
Hey, hey, Boogie. Hey, Boogie. Hey, chill.
My fault about that, bro.
No, you good, bro?
He drunk as hell. I was gonna tell you. What was I gonna say?
Recording live, bro.
Oh yeah, I was looking at her back in the day. Man, they look good, bro. No cap. These are stunning women. So they all used to
I
do
chill
comedy
over
back in
here.
the day, huh?
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, they're the queens of
That's why they're
comedy.
so
If you
funny.
remember back in the day, they had the kings of comedy, which had Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac, and DL Hughley. and that was the Kings of Comedy. It was the four of them, and then the women were like, "Well, we want to do a Queens of Comedy." So they had Monique, they had some more, Adele Givens, and Miss Laura Hayes, and that was the Queens of Comedy. And so when it all was said and done, they all got famous and whatnot. Monique, she ended up going off and doing her own thing. She went on to do like movies, and she was in Precious, and she did all these amazing things like bigger stand-up comedy and had her specials. So they were looking for a replacement, and that's how Cheryl Underwood's name got thrown in the mix. But you got to watch the video. You know what I'm saying? She talks about it, but she talks about how she joined a conference call and they didn't know she was there, and she listened in on them talking shit about her. Which, when I heard from Miss Laura, she said that's not true and that's not how it happened. So they always say the truth lies somewhere in between. That lady went on her show and talked all her shit, saying, on her platform, but you never know
Damn.
the other side. And I really got to hear the other side from Miss Laura, and I was like, wow, for that lady to sit up there and bash somebody else, you know what I'm saying, and not even know the situation of how it is, I mean, that's just life, though. I've gone through it here in VR.
Oh yeah, hey,
So
I ain't gonna lie. This meta, like meta or VR chat, I bet it's even worse than VR chat with people, like, what I'm saying, the beef and stuff. It gets wicked, bro. It gets, especially the females.
yeah, I mean, the beef in here can get pretty wild. I think um one thing about VR is the whole overnight success. Like, a lot of people, they could come on this place and overnight they could become a sensation, you know what I'm saying, where people then know who they are, people know what they do, you know what I'm saying. And a lot of that doesn't happen in like the real world. There's not a lot of overnight sensations. A lot of people have to work years and years and years to get to where they are. And so I think a lot of that competitiveness that we see in here, a lot of the egos and all the
Yeah.
personalities that happen, I think it's because it's overnight success. People want to have all the success in the world, and they can't be happy for other people's success because this place really puts you neck and neck with people. So
Oh yeah, that's true. It low key does in a way, but
it
I mean,
does.
shit. It depends on your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Some people be on that weird shit, but I think in the metaverse, man, you should support everybody, bro. Like, what I'm saying. This person got something going on. Go support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every time somebody got something going on, I go sit in the stands. So I watch them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty selective about where I go
Yeah,
in the
if it's
metaverse.
lit, it gotta be
Yeah,
good.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
you can't give everybody your time and energy, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I actually like to think of my time as pretty valuable, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And I could be doing a lot of other things. And if I'm coming to your event, it must be because I care,
yeah,
and I want people to do the same for me. Don't come to my event just because you want, you know what I'm saying, or you're nosy or you want to be, have drama, whatever. Nah, come because you really want to support. Come because you're really interested in watching the show or being on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people in here just do the motions. You know what I'm saying? They don't
yeah.
actually care enough. I actually have passion behind what I do in here. You know what I'm saying? I
I
really
could
do
tell too.
care
Yeah,
about the stuff I do. I try to make it the best experience possible. So if you're not really on that type of level, I'm probably not going to come and support you as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I try to support those who support me, at the same
yeah,
time, because not everybody is going to support you. So I try to reciprocate as much love as I can. If you come and you show me love and you support me, I'm absolutely going to come out and show you love. If you're somebody who literally doesn't even show up to anything that I do, like, my time is valuable. So why should I show up to what you're doing, but you never even show face at what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I'm pretty particular about where I go.
yeah. Hell yeah. And you said what's her name? With
What's
Laura?
up?
What was her last name? I'm gonna look her up on Google.
Yeah, Miss Laura Hayes.
Laura Hayes, because I'm definitely sure I probably saw her on TV.
Yeah, you
Oh yeah, that
definitely
was the old girl with the teeth, wasn't
not the teeth.
it?
Don't do my girl
Man,
Miss Laura like that. Don't do her like that. She defended me, and I would defend her to the bone. At the end of the day, I really will, because she really did, like, dead ass. Like, when she came on my show, I was going through like a pretty hard time. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was going through a pretty hard time. The Tonight Show was popping, and people were coming for me. I just started season two. Season one was a hit, and season two, people just hated on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really
damn,
did. And I even had people that, this is another little inside scoop for you, an exclusive. I literally had somebody reach out to Miss Laura's agent and try to tell her not to come on my show. I mean, it's
Oh
ridiculous the kind of
man.
drama that people get into in this place. Like, you're trying to ruin an experience, not just for me, but for everybody else that wants to come and watch the show. A lot of people are looking forward to it. So you out here trying to ruin that experience for everybody. Just mind your own business. You feel me? Like, if you don't like me, if you don't like how successful my show is, why are you going out of your way to then make it, a bad experience for everybody? You feel me? Like,
Damn.
so, and that's one thing about Miss Laura that I respect. She picked up the phone and she called me and she said, somebody called my agent and here's their name and this is and I told her everything. You know what I'm saying? And I said, yeah, this person is known for going out and doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because some people, that's just how they live. They love drama and it's a disease for them. You know what I'm saying? So for her to have my back and say, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to the noise. I'm still gonna come on your show. I still respect you. You know what I'm saying? And actually, then to hear her story about what she went through and us
Oh
relating
man.
on people trying to like cancel us and get rid of us or whatever, like we get it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's two sides to every story. I heard hers and she heard mine. And I respect Miss Laura to this day. I respect her. I made a comedy club in VR chat that's an homage to her. You know what I'm saying? It's called the Royal Comedy Club and it's in VR chat. Y'all can check it out. We did a comedy show there and everything. And on the wall, I have quotes from every queen of comedy and every king of comedy. And I have their picture as well. And I've named the dressing rooms after comedians that I've met in here. So I named one Miss Laura. I named one Tommy Chung, who I met, and I smoked with Chung, which was an amazing experience. Because how many of y'all can sit there and
Hey,
say you smoke with the original Cheech and fucking Chung? You feel me? But he
that
was in
is
Altspace,
fire.
and we hung out and we smoked, and it was a dope experience. You feel me? And then the other comedian that I met that I want to give some love to is Roy Wood Jr. Like this man, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's been on Comedy Central, on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. He's a huge stand-up comedian. Just did the White House correspondence speech, which is a huge honor. You feel me, to
Wow.
be able to crack jokes at President Biden. I mean, are you serious? They don't let everybody just do that. So so shout out to Roy Wood Jr. He came out. I worked with him on a project in VR, and then he came out to San Francisco, booked out an entire arena. I ended up buying tickets for my dad and myself because it was my dad's birthday. So I was like, let me go ahead and take my dad to see Roy Wood Jr. He doesn't know what I do in the metaverse. This might show him a little bit about some of the people I work with, you know? Took my dad, we went to his show. I just DM'd him, on Instagram, like, hey, like, I'm here, by the way. Can't wait to see you. This man literally told me, yo, after the show, come ask for me. My assistant's name is this. Come over here, whatever. I literally, went to the assistant, told her, hey, this is my name. She was like, yeah, y'all can come with me. We literally went backstage, met him in the green room,
Damn.
hung out with him in the green room, screaming fans outside the window. You feel me? Like it was a dope experience. And my dad was like, yo, like this is what you do in the metaverse? Like this shit is crazy. Like, like we out of all the people, the thousands of people that came to that arena, we were us and one other couple. We was the only ones to go backstage. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy. You feel me? And it just goes to show you like the people you meet in here. Like I named a green
Yeah,
room after him because of what he did for me. You feel me? He didn't have to treat me like that. I could have been
facts.
a fan, but he was like, "Nah, I remember you. We worked together on that thing in Allspace. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come through, come backstage. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying." So, I mean, it's crazy like who you meet in here and what they can actually do for you. So, I always like tell people that story because look, these people out here that I'm working with, these are real celebrities. Like they have real gigs that are going on. And it's a
That's
blessing to
fire.
be able to work with them in here. You know what I'm saying? And it's an even bigger blessing for them to invite me to the things they do in real life. So,
Damn, bro, that's fire. No cap. That's really motivational for real too. I
hmm
ain't gonna lie to you. And it's crazy because like most people on here, they're like most celebrities too. I understood like they're so open minded. Like shout out to homie Sabrina. I think Sabrina was on your show.
Sabrina, yes.
Yeah, she's so cool. She a vegan and stuff, real open minded person. And
hmm
it's like most of these celebrities, they be on the metaverse for real. They be on VR. They're so open minded. They try virtual reality and everything, bro. It's so cool. No cap.
I
You
think
don't
it
know who you
definitely
gonna run into
evens
on here.
out the playing field too because nobody really knows them in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like they
For
may have a
real, they can
presence in
run. They
real
can be
life,
regular.
but yeah, and then you come in the metaverse and you're like, yo, I don't know anything about this place. So you do lean on people. You feel me? A lot of these celebrities I work with, Vin Rock and stuff. I love Vin Rock. He leans on me for a lot of stuff. he leans on me for advice with this place. Like, is it the right thing to do? Should I do this in here? Should I do this in this app? Should I work with this builder? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I really give him my honest advice. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way to build relationships with these people is treat them like people. I'm not gonna fan out over you. You feel me? I'm not a
Yeah.
fan. You know, I'm a friend. And I think that's what separates me from a lot of other people with these celebrities is I really get to know them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm real with them. Real recognize real. What do they say? Real recognize real. That's
Yeah.
just it. You know what I'm saying? Because they see me. They don't see me as a fan out person that wants to use them and just get some clout off of them. No, I really want to work with you. I really want to get to know you. I want to do some dope shit with you. I want you to be popping. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do whatever you do out there and here and be successful at it. You know, and that's how I go about it with these people.
Hell yeah, 100. Now, say I'm a little kid. Say I'm 12 years old, right? I'm watching BET Awards. I see Chris Brown dancing with the waterfall and shit like that. Now, of course, I'm gonna be a fan if I ever met him that age. But now these days, like, say I'm chilling in Beverly, I'm running into Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna dap him
I
up.
think there's
I might take
definitely
a
a few
picture.
people that I would fan out, and probably you too.
Yeah,
You probably might fan out over a few people if you met them in
yeah.
VR.
But I
Would
would
you?
honestly dead at nah, honestly dead ass. I'd be like, yo, I've been, cause look, you gonna seem weird if you do fan out though. You can't fan out on
Yeah, but
nobody.
there's definitely a few people
Yeah,
out there that you may not be able to control yourself. You feel me? Like it is what it is. Like I think with a lot of these celebrities, and I'm gonna just say this,
mine would be Wiz Khalifa though.
Wiz
I'd probably
Khalifa,
tell him I've been watching your vlogs, your day to day vlogs since I was a little
right?
kid because he probably heard that shit 100 times. So I ain't finna sit there and tell him a lot. I'm gonna tell him a little bit though.
Mine's a cliche answer. Mine's a little bit cliche. Of course, mine's Beyonce. But honestly, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know what year you were born in. What year were you born in?
I'm 03 baby. Hell yeah, because you was
Oh,
probably
you in
born
the
in you was probably
2000s. Oh
yo
shit. So I'm 90s still. I'm late 90s. You feel me? And
97, 98.
yes, exactly. And 97. And that's when Destiny's Child came out.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so a lot of these and the celebrities that I work with in here, it's funny. People ask me this all the time. Even with Vin Rock, even with Lil C's, they're like, "Oh, you're not fanning out." I'm like, "Not really, because I wasn't born around the era
Yeah.
that y'all were born. That these people were really popping and everybody was fanning out. Like, I know their music a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard it, but I wasn't around during that time to really experience it with everybody else. So that's, I think, also what kind of levels us out a little bit with these celebrities is like we don't really know them like that. Like we didn't grow up with them, but the people that we did grow up with, like Beyonce, who I've seen in concert 3 times, you feel me? And like, I've really like over the years like developed like a love for her, growing up with her, listening to her music. And a lot of people they can say whatever they want about her, but she's like special to me, and everybody has those special people. And I feel like if I met her, I would definitely have a moment of like I may get emotional. You feel me? I may cry. I may be like, yo, like I may be that cheesy fan that sits up there and says, "This is what you did for my life." But dead ass, there are a few celebrities out there, you know what I'm saying, that I really would want them to know, like, you really fucking changed my life. You saved my life a few times. You feel me? Like, there really have been moments where I was down and depressed, and certain artists' music was there to help me, lift me up. So I do think there are a few people out there that I will fan out. Absolutely. I haven't had that
Facts.
moment just yet, but we'll get there.
Facts. Me neither. It had to be Wiz Khalifa, man, because I remember being in fifth grade, right, hearing Black and Yellow. You know what I'm saying? I just fuck with that shit heavy, and his fault because back
He's a
to be
West
honest,
Coast too.
yeah, he not well. He like more Pennsylvania, but he did kind of grow up in L.A. because he when he
LA,
got
yeah,
famous, he
yeah.
moved over there. So I know
Right.
he was definitely around there a lot. And it's like, man, I remember growing up and watching his day to day vlogs and shit. I ain't gonna lie, he made a nigga want to smoke weed for real. I ain't gonna lie to
Yo, now he's got his
you.
weed line out. The Wiz Khalifa, the Khalifa Kush. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that shit was
Um,
fire.
yeah. So you know what? Hey, that's the dope thing about these people. You know what I'm saying is that they're not just like artists, but they're starting to become entrepreneurs. Like they really are.
They are. That's
Yeah,
what I notice about rapping or any music. Like you can make a hit, but man, once that hit is that hit only gonna last so long. It's time to move
that's
into
right.
being the actor, or it's time to goddamn start your own water business or
Yo,
something like that.
E40 out here, he got into the wine and the liquor
Nigga got
business.
burritos too.
Ooh, yes, this man, hey, this man, he put his face on everything that he can. Like he really can. Like he got his liquor, you know what I'm saying? and everything. And now he has a wine that's out. Look, the wine business, now that will make you some money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves a good drink. Everybody loves a good bottle of wine. So yeah, these artists are really entrepreneurs now. They get into the beverage business and they're making money in other ways. And I think that's how you gotta think. You gotta be a boss. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
can't
true.
just be one trick pony. You really gotta think bigger.
And what I noticed too, man, is really like this rap shit or music shit. To be honest, that should really, if you're trying to make money, that should really be last on your list because it's like all these rappers they make the hit and then it's like okay, time to move into some other business. It really should be before you start making music, go ahead and make your own clothing brand, make your own water, you know what I'm saying? Make your own water bottles, make your own food restaurant, and then rap, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's what I noticed, but it's crazy, like the shit you notice when you grow up and stuff. It's real
Yeah, for
shit.
real.
Um, MK Ultra, bro. When I saw that club on your page, I'm like, MK Ultra, that looks lit. But do you know what MK Ultra really means?
I did hear about it. I know. To be honest with you, I'm not really associated with that club anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn. Okay,
yeah,
what happened?
yeah. Like, honestly, I okay. Well, you want to get into it? Let's get into
I
it.
thought you was the creator and shit type shit.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I
okay,
so
okay.
when because I really, and I'm not trying to sound like clueless, but when I first came into Horizon, like I really didn't know anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I ended up working with certain people that maybe
Yeah,
didn't
these
have
was the
my
early
best
Horizon
interest.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, this is when I first came into Horizon, and I think I may have, thought I was working with certain people that would be beneficial, what I'm saying, to my business and my brand, but really kind of did some harm, or not really, I want to say harm, but, maybe try to do some damage, or just wasn't really aligned with my vision of like what I wanted to do. And so I
You talking
definitely
about Gala Giant?
separated. You said it, not me. Hey, you know what's crazy?
My fault, my fault. I'm
Nah,
an internet
you want to
ass
hear
nigga.
something
I'm an internet ass
crazy?
nigga. Yep.
I mean, you probably know, but it's crazy because I think a lot of people kind of like knew something was up because the whole Horizon Squares world changed. Like, we had it in one
Yeah.
place and then we changed it, and now I'm working with Lux Vision. And the problem with, him unfortunately was I wanted the show to be bigger. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to be like I wanted to work with Lux Vision and I wanted to put this on network television and everything like that. And I think he liked that he had control over his little bubble in Horizon. And what we're talking about right now, thinking outside the box, being bigger than the app. You know what I'm saying? If you
Hmm.
only want to be VR famous or Horizon famous, like that shit is not gonna last you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Facts.
Like it really is not gonna last you. So don't do things because of a little bit of VR fame or a little bit of VR clout. Do things because you actually want to be successful, because you actually can think this could be bigger than the app. This
Yeah.
could go on. This could start my career. You know what I'm saying? So I have that kind of mentality. Unfortunately, not everybody had that mentality. So I have to align myself with people who are on that same page as me. So I'm so, so, so blessed. Lux Vision is working with Horizon Squares because
Shout out
they really
Lux.
are
I like what
about
they're doing.
and that's really what they're trying to accomplish. When we sit down and we have our meetings and we talk about what is it that we want to get out of this, a lot of it is we want to teach people outside of VR what we're doing in VR. You know what I mean? Because the people in VR, they already know what we're doing.
Yeah.
The people outside of VR, these are the minds that we want to change. These are the minds that we want to influence. So I mean, that's the kind of level that I'm on. And I want people around me who see that same vision and that same um, path.
Yeah. 100. Hell yeah. That's fire, bro. I follow Lex Vision. I like what they do too, especially for the people. Shout out my boy Howard. For the people that
Yep.
can't really, you know what I'm saying, can't really get no PC at the moment, they kind of do that live streaming stuff for them, bro. That is
Right.
fire as hell.
Yeah, and they do a lot. Like, with me, I'm pretty experienced, so I do a lot of my own promotion, like in house. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my own Horizon Squares Instagram page, and we do our own ads and everything, our own promotion. But one thing that they do really well is also help people who maybe don't have that experience. Like I have all this experience, so I know how to do it. I've been a producer for multiple shows, but a lot of these people, they're starting out. This is their first big show. This is their
Yeah.
first talk show. This is their first whatever show that they're doing, and they need a little bit of guidance, and they really help with that guidance. They're like, we're going to help you with promotion, we're going to help you get the word out, and we're going to get you guests for your show. And they really do offer that helping hand, which I love about them. So very blessed, very grateful for them. They've done a lot for Squares. They've helped bring people. They created the world when we needed the world. You know what I mean? Just amazing people, really genuine people.
Hell yeah, man. I was looking at when I was looking at your profile and shit. I was like, damn, Gallo popped up a couple times, but damn, bro, never popped up. Popped up again in the Rise Crowd. I'm like, damn, I hope nothing bad happened.
You know what? I wish everybody the best. I know that sounds cliche, but I really do. Like, I'm
Hell yeah.
focused on me,
Same with
and
people I fuck with that end up falling out with. I wish them the best too.
yeah, it's really no ill will. Like, I don't have hate in my heart. Maybe they have hate in their heart for me for the way things went out. But, at the end of the day, I got to make the best decision for me and my brand. And, I
Yeah,
tell people this all the time. Like, I keep a very close circle of friends. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is my friend.
yeah.
And so with these other people, it's like, I got to keep you at a distance at some point because
Oh
I don't
yeah,
want my business decisions affecting personal relationships. You feel what I'm saying? So that's
yeah,
why you got to separate the two sometimes and not intermix the two. You feel me? So I have no ill will towards him. Like, I really don't. I think he might have a little bit of ill will towards me, to be honest with you. I heard he's got a new game show. I tried to go check it out. Apparently, I land in a box outside of the
Oh
world,
damn. I
so
know
I
how that be.
cannot
I
see
know
it.
how that be.
But yeah, I mean, and that's fine. If that's how you feel, if that's really how you feel, that's how you feel. But you know what? I got people who got me blocked who come to Horizon Squares. I see them sitting up there looking all primitive and shit. I see you sitting up there in my audience, but I'm never gonna kick you out because at the end of the day, you're a fan. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah, hell yeah. Let them watch. You know what I'm saying? I had that
Yeah.
similar problem. This is I remember I used to do this show back in the day. It was called Convo Queens, and one person on there, she was a special guest. She pulled up, and I guess she had beef with the other person. They started arguing and shit. And I posted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm clickbaiting. You know what I'm saying? I put the titles clickbaiting it as a motherfucker. And you know what
Right.
I'm saying? She just ain't fucking with a nigga. I pull up, watch her podcast, you know what I'm saying? I'm falling uncontrollably. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had to get it though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit
Yep.
happens. Do you ever miss Altspace though? Do you ever miss it? Cause I know you're on Horizon now. Cause Altspace you can't really go back, but you ever miss Altspace from Horizon?
All the time. And I think what makes me miss it the most is when I see something in here that could have been done better, that Altspace did better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause you was talking about Altspace, how you can have all these instances and how you
Yes.
can have Trimet, cause Trimet was first
That's
there
the
before.
one thing that drives me nuts is this 32. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've never limited my audience to 32. It's my first time doing that. And
Yeah.
even then, I got people calling me out the wazoo. Oh, I can't get into Horizon Squares. I really wish there was something I could do about that. I
Yeah.
really do wish. Because back when I did my shows, I would have at least 100 people attending my shit.
Yeah, your shit be deep, packed in
So
that mother.
and people know, like, when I put my name on something, they know it's gonna be good
Oh
because I
yeah.
put so much energy into making it perfect. You feel
You
me?
do.
I'm a Virgo. I'm a goddamn perfectionist. You feel me?
These
So I
signs.
know I can't. I know it's unattainable, but shit, I want to try to attain it. You know what I mean? And so I really, when people see my name, oh, this is a Sherwin production, or Sherwin's doing this music video, or doing this or doing that. I don't sign my name on a lot of stuff. I don't sign my name on everything. Because if I sign my name on stuff that lowers my value or my brand, I don't want to be associated with that. You feel me? So, like I said before, like, I'm very specific about where I go in the metaverse. I'm also specific about what I do, you know what I'm saying, and how I go about it. So I do miss all space in certain ways. Like, I do miss, like, we can't have more people like in there. I do miss that, like, even the worlds, like, in here, I'm like, yo, if we were in alt space, like, we could literally have so much stuff going on. Like, you could have all these different things, like, you could have outfits, like the clothes, like whatever, like people could
Oh
design clothes
yeah,
for
you
you.
can customize it. Yeah, you had a fucking what's that called? Aquaman fit on.
Yo, to this day, I still So the person, shout out to Ryu. His name is Ryu. Really good friend of mine. He's out of Tokyo, and he was in Altspace. Sucks that I think. Well, I think now Horizon lets people from Japan come. I don't know. They used to be like North America only and stuff. Like I don't know if
Oh
they're still
wow,
like that. But yeah, so like people like him can't get in. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it's crazy because this man, I've worked with him for the last 4 years, like since I've been in VR. He's styled me like with every show I've done. This man is like literally my personal stylist. When I say you got to have a personal stylist, that's the thing that sucks about Horizon is I don't have a personal stylist. I have
yeah,
my little menu telling me what to wear. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Versus in Allspace, I had somebody designing me suits for every one of my occasions. You feel me? Like you got this talk show, let me make these talk show suits, like 3 or 4 of these suits that you could wear on the show. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
cool.
Oh, you're doing a fashion show? Let's do this. And even to this day, I still work with him. He still designs my clothes in a VR chat. He still designs my avatar and my clothes in VR chat. Hell, this man even designed some of my clothes IRL. This
Oh
man
wow,
literally knows my taste so well because I've worked with him for almost 4 years that he goes to the store and says, "Oh, this shirt would look good on Sherwin," and ships it on over to me. You know what I'm saying?
damn, that's a real nigga.
Like
That's a real nigga.
that's a real friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's somebody that I've worked with and like really developed a genuine friendship with. Like, you know, I was his muse in a way. Like he was able to make some coin off me, which is nice, you know. And also design for like a host, like a prominent host in VR or whatever. And then in return, like, you know, I still have this friendship with him to this day where I still come to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he has like a long time friend in me and a long time business partner in me. And I don't trust a lot of people in here. See with the whole situation that happened with Squares, you gotta be very specific about who you work with. That's why the
Yeah,
people I work with, I try to really know who they are. Like I gotta know you for a few years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, hell yeah, that's facts, no cap. What all did you do in All Space beside, you know what I'm saying, the shows you did? What else was there to do in there? They have
Everything
places
that you
like
could
Black
think of.
Magic, you know what I'm saying? Like a no, well-known club you can pull up to.
Yes, there was actually my good friend Rockadala. His name is Rockadala. He had a club called Club Premier, and it was like the place to go. It was like the club. I don't know if you guys have one of those out here, where it's like that one club that everybody knows about. It was
Oh yeah,
actually one of the first places I went to in Altspace, and what like made me be like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a crazy, dope experience that yo, I can't believe I'm actually in a club in the metaverse. Like this shit feel like a real club. You know, it
yeah,
made me never want to leave the house again. You
yep.
feel me? Like that's the kind of vibe it gave. But nah, I mean, we definitely got some cool stuff in there. Like there was classes and seminars and you know talk shows and game shows and I mean dating shows and you
Oh
know
wow.
everything you could think of fraternities and all that.
Wow, that's crazy. That's how it also is in Horizon. Like I think for some reason, like Rec Room is so weird. Right, there's no clubs or anything on like the popular list. It's always real deal
That's
video
geared for
games.
kids.
Yeah, it is. It is low key geared for kids. Yeah, but in Horizon World, I think the top worlds right now, I got to give it to Gatsby's and Black Magic. I think those are like the top clubs to pull up to, and it's
So
crazy
I've been
because say what?
sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say with this Black Magic, right? Like, I I've heard good things about the other one that you just said, Gatsby's. You
Oh
know, I've
yeah.
been there a couple times. You know, with this Black Magic, you know, I'm a little confused and conflicted on it because I'm hearing a lot about people going there and getting banned. You know what I'm saying? A lot about people going there and being reported. You know, I get that there's like an aspect of that place that's you know, like you can joke with people and like, you know, people roast each other and stuff there. But I always hear about people getting banned, fights breaking out. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And I've personally gone there a couple times just to scope the scene. You know, I don't spend too much time in Horizons anyways, so I don't really spend too much time in these places. But it's just I don't know. I keep hearing about you know how much drama be going down in there, and it don't make me really want to go there. If I'm being honest with you.
So let me break it down. Everybody in Black Magic, they all fuck with each other for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? It be people that if you go up in there and you do try to talk about somebody, they will get on you. You know what I'm saying? And if that person keeps on talking about you, and they will try to mute you, move away from you, and you keep on doing it, they will go ahead and kick you up out of there. or report your account. You know what I'm saying? Black Magic is
Right.
it's a very wholesome place. You know what I'm saying? And it's and people really do talk. I made friends in there. A lot of people make friends in there, and it's a cool place. You can chill out. It's like Gatsby's. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you do make people mad over and over again, like if you go in there and trying to troll people, that's how you get kicked out for real.
Right.
It's really not you just go in there and get kicked out or you get roasted. You know what I'm saying? You have to really do something for real to make somebody kick you out and
Well,
roast
no,
you.
actually, I've heard lately people have been going in there and getting banned for no reason. Like, I literally just found out the other day. Shout out to this girl, Auntie Panda, who just won Freestyle Friday. She just won the Freestyle Friday competition, won first place. I'm gonna be working with her pretty soon on a music video coming out.
Oh,
And
fight.
she was just saying the other day she was just there minding her own business, and now she got banned.
Oh, she
You
was.
know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
don't know. It could
So
be.
I have been hearing stories about like people who just mind their own business in there and still, they get banned and stuff. I have a comedy club in VR chat, like we talked about. I have a little warning when people go in there. I'm like, and it's said in a joking way because it's a comedy club, but I'm not joking. I literally say, "Fuck your feelings." You feel me?
Yeah.
If you get into your feelings in this place, this ain't the place for you. You
Yeah.
feel
It's
me?
not. Yeah.
Because if you're gonna have a place to allow people to express themselves and talk their shit, or well, of course, hate speech. I'm like, that's not okay. Don't
Yeah.
go after somebody. Don't use slurs against somebody. I mean, we're not doing that.
Facts.
But if you were to have like a comedy club where people can roast each other and make jokes about each other, you can't be taking it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things I'm hearing is that a lot of people in there can dish it, but they can't take it. You feel
Yeah.
me? And if you're gonna be able to dish it, you
That's
gotta be
true.
able to take it. So, that's why I put a little warning when you come into my club. Fuck your feelings. This is a comedy club. No hate speech, but don't be all up in your panties about shit here. Because we got people cracking jokes, making fun of people, talking about maybe how they look or how they talk. That's not supposed to be personal. You feel me? It's a comedy club. It's just making fun of it, making a joke, making people laugh. Sometimes it's not funny, but that's just not funny. You feel me?
Yeah.
Don't mean you gotta be all serious about it and be all like, but
That's true. That happens to me sometimes too in Black Magic. Somebody will say something to me, and then that's why I don't use this account. I go on my other account, and I pull up over there, and then
see the fact
they'll
that you gotta make two accounts for this club
yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah,
You
that's
feel
true.
me?
Hell yeah, cause that's how I be on the metaverse. Cause somebody will say something crazy to me, I'm like, all right, bet I'm talking about your mama, and then
Hmm.
they be like, I
and
don't
and you
like that.
saying it in a joking way, like but somebody is bound to get upset about that. Oh, don't talk about my mama like that. You know what I'm saying? And come in there and get all mad with you. But that's what the world is supposed to be given. It's supposed to be given humor and jokes and maybe a little dirty joke here and there, a little bit something inappropriate. But that's just the world. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's given.
Hell yeah, no cap, that's true. What was it like doing the Wizards of Oz and ALT Altspace?
Oh yeah, the Wizard of I called it the Wizard of Alts because of
Oh,
Alt Space,
oh yeah,
and I changed the word Oz and I called it the Wizard of Alt. That's what I called it. But it was super dope. I mean, that like changed my life, dead ass. Like, you know, I did it like I try to really do it like a real experience, and I don't really have too much experience in plays and
yeah.
musicals.
It was
Like,
really good too. I saw a couple videos on there. It looked like y'all had the sets on there. Y'all
yeah,
had the
we
costumes.
absolutely change sets, change costumes. I mean, like I really try to make it like a real Broadway play. And I don't have experience like too much like behind the scenes. Like I've been a lover of like going to Broadway and like seeing like Lion King and Broadway and stuff like that. So like I'm a lover of like music and movies and musicals in general, but I've never really like done it myself. So it was a whole brand new thing for me to do, but I really, really am so grateful for it because it really gave me my start. It taught me so many lessons. I did a whole casting call. I casted all the people. I mean, I even went as far as to like in the world for rehearsals, having individual trailers for each of the characters. And I remember, I never forget, one of the people came to me at the end of the season and was like, "Yo, I just want to say that was so nice of you to have a trailer with my name on it." Because a lot of people would just be like, "Yo, just show up to this event." You feel me? But to go out of your way and like make things like custom and personable for each person, you know what I'm saying? To really make them feel like they're a star. I wanted these people to feel like you're a star. You got your own trailer, your own dressing room, like you a big deal. You feel me? And I gave people that kind of energy and that kind of hope, and that's what it turned out to be. People gave me that same thing in return. You know what I'm saying? People gave me their best. They went out there, they sang, they acted, they killed it. You feel me? I mean, it was incredible. We had scene changes. I mean, the people that I worked with for that first play were amazing. And you know what? Not one of them wanted a single dollar from me. They didn't know who I
Dang.
was. They didn't know anything about me. They just took a chance because I had this crazy idea. And they really took a chance on me. The builder took a chance on me, was like, yo, I got a theater for you. Shout out to Reese Cup. You don't know if you know Reese Cup. Still a mentor of mine to this day. She's in Horizons. Like, she literally taught me all the ropes when it comes to like moderation and things like that. Like how to kick somebody out, how to create like an event, how to like do all this stuff, have it on the website and all this stuff. She taught me all that. You feel me? So it's not just me. Like it really took a village of people to help me get to where I am. And I never discredit any of those people. And still some of those people to this day, although I don't work with them too much because I got my own thing going on, they got their things going on, I
Yeah.
still have great relationships with them. Like when I still see Reese Cup or I see Elsker, who was the first builder I worked with, I'm like, yo, what's up? And we still hit it off like no other. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that in common. Like we did this, we did that. You feel me? Like there's no taking away that accomplishment that we did together. You feel me?
Oh yeah, that's fire. And I see some of your friends from back in the day. Like some of them, I visited. You know how you tag them and stuff. I visited their profiles. Some of them are uploading pictures from Rec Room. Some are uploading pictures from VR Chat. Some are in
Yep.
Horizon Worlds. What route did most of your friends take with the VR, with their VR career, or just playing VR in general? What route did they? What worlds did? Not worlds, but what games did they take? Like they wanted to go ahead and start playing for real, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I think after Altspace went down, it really split. Like a lot of people either got off, some
Yeah,
people went to Horizons. True, it's true. Some people went to Horizons, and some people went to VR Chat. I think more people went to Horizons because they knew a little bit more about it, and
yeah,
they've maybe dabbled in it. They've come here a few times, and they've been here, so they did that. I think VR Chat was a lot scarier for people. You feel
yeah,
me? They don't have
yeah.
as many resources. They don't know a lot of builders in there. They don't know how to get an avatar. They don't know how to get a world. They don't know how to do anything.
It's different.
So yeah, and I always said at the beginning, like Horizon is for everybody, but only
Yeah,
the strongest will survive in VR chat. Because you got to
yeah,
know people, you got to put money into certain things. Like it's not like as easy as everybody thinks it is. So I think more people went to Horizons, less people went to VR chat. I was doing stuff in VR chat, and I was like, it's great, but not a lot of people know what I'm doing because there's
yeah.
no form of communication in VR chat. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I kind of went to Horizon with Horizon Squares because I was like, a lot more people in Horizons know what's going on in the Horizon sphere. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like they know, oh, that show is tonight or that show is tomorrow. That show is on Friday nights. Like a lot more of that conversation takes place here. In VR chat, it's more like, well, what games do we want to play? What movies do we want to watch? What do we want to
yeah.
do? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really looking at events over there like the way they're looking
Uh-uh.
at it here. So I kind of realized that being in VR chat, I was like, it's dope. And I could definitely do some stuff in here, but I need to branch out into Horizons and learn Horizons because seems like the community here is a little bit more tight knit. You know what I'm saying?
It is, yeah. I think VR chat is like you're playing with the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
uh, I think it has a whole bunch of more players on there, but it's like not really like pulling up to
Way
somewhere and
more.
watching people. It's
Yeah.
kind of like just like kind of your own little clicks and just chilling in different worlds, world hopping. Over here, it's like you pull up this event, you pull up that event, you pull up to the club. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's like more social. Like people are more real, more their cell phone here. VR chat, there people really trying to pretend, I'm this,
Yeah.
I'm a wolf. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I think that's VR chat for you is you can really be who you want to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here, we all get the same avatars over there. You can literally make your own avatar. There's a lot more freedom over there too.
Yeah, a
You
lot
got
more
to think
freedom.
about it.
Yeah,
It's an international app. In fact, it's
yeah,
not
it
even
is.
a US owned app. I believe
Yeah,
their headquarters is either Tokyo or China. One or the other. I'm probably mixed. It's probably China. But you got to think about how that's an international company. They don't have the same rules that we have here. Meta got all
way
these
different.
guidelines and all these rules and code of conduct and all this stuff. In VR chat, you could literally have sex
Yeah,
and you won't be banned. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because they think differently across the pond. You feel me?
They're like
They
the
don't.
real VR. They're like the real internet world. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're thinking about this like a social media app. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Where there really isn't too much control you can have over people. They can bring in whatever worlds they want to do. They can bring in whatever avatars. Now they do ban people, occasionally. Like you
Yeah.
can't like there are certain things that you can't do. Like the really hateful type of stuff. You feel me? Like they definitely have rules against that. But overall, like to a certain extent, you can do whatever you want to do in there. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be fine. So there's a lot of freedom in there that we don't have here in Horizons, but I also do like a little bit of order. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like about Horizons is that
That's
it
why I
do
like it
got a
too.
little bit
Yeah.
of order to it. Yeah.
I just like how the people are over here. It's like more like you can talk to somebody. They're not so
Yeah,
animated. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
What was it like filming in Altspace? Like I saw your videos and stuff. How was the filming like over there? Was it better than Horizon World? How you got this little camera phone, or was it kind of like how VR chat is, where you can kind of like set the camera down and walk away and stuff like that?
You talking about like the in-app camera? Are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like the in-app camera, how you
Yeah,
film
we
stuff
didn't
and
really
stuff.
have an in-app camera that was too good. Like we
Oh
had a
wow,
button that you would click and it would count down 3 seconds, and you could take a picture either this way or that way. Like
dang,
literally, like that's what you had. That was the in-app camera that we had. But it's very similar to Horizon or even VR chat where
bots.
you could bring a bot. Yeah, you could bring a bot. And we also had a video player. So it's a little like VR chat. Like you could actually play
Oh
videos.
what?
We had an extension on your Chrome that you could share your screen, and everything that's on your screen will be on the screen in Altspace. So we had that, which was like
Oh,
something that
that's
I
hard.
talk about even with Horizon. I'm like, yo, that would be dope if they had that in here. Everybody out here playing music on their bots versus in VR chat, we got a whole video player. In Altspace, we had a
Yeah.
whole video player. You know what I'm saying? To play whatever videos we wanted to. So we don't get to do that in here, but you know.
Mark Zuckerberg scattered that shit. He don't want to put that motherfucker in
He's like, look, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen, okay?
there.
Which low key in all space, like people did get banned for putting inappropriate content, but like they
Yeah.
monitored that. They did monitor that a little bit. I think in VR chat you could get away with it a little bit more, but I mean, it's definitely one of those things where it could be dangerous, to have video players because people could put stuff in your worlds or whatever. But at the same time, like it is also a benefit, especially for the creators like us who are doing shows. Like you could do a show with me right now, and you could have my stuff playing in the background. You feel me? And people could actually see like what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's facts, right? Because I saw Theo Vaughn. I watched Theo Vaughn's podcast. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a cool white dude. You know what I'm saying? He does podcasts. He points out, he'll be talking about something. He'll point out to his guests, look at this video. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I
Mhm.
would love that on here, bro. No cap. Especially because I'm starting this hip hop show. I'm finna start this not hip hop show, but I'm finna start this show. We talk about music, politics, and stuff going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
That would be fire to have. You know what I'm saying? Look at music videos and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
And what's your like because I remember I did a podcast with the homie Baby Angel and her dysfunctional podcast crew. Hey Brody, nah bro. Go sit in the stands, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. What's it called? I did a show with the homies Baby Angel and Dysfunctional Podcast. And the homie Tony Stark was in here and I saw that name on Altspace in one of your old Altspace videos. What's your relationship like with him?
You really want to get into that?
Oh, is it? You
Look,
know what I'm saying? Is he still cool with you, or like you know what I'm
you
saying?
know
Cause
what? No.
okay,
And
my fault, my fault. I didn't
no,
know.
no,
You know
no.
what I'm
And you good. And I'm gonna put it like this. I think there's a lot of catfishing that goes on in this space.
saying? Oh
And
yeah.
I'm not talking about how you look. I don't give a fuck what you look like. I'm talking strictly on the fact that you could lie and tell people certain things about your life that we would never know if it's true or not. You feel
Oh
me?
yeah. I feel
And the
you.
fact of the matter is, and I don't know if you're gonna air this or not, but I'm gonna just tell you, you get some real juicy shit today from me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that because he asked me to grab my liquor before the show. I don't know what it is, but this man getting some real juicy shit out of me. Okay, you listening to this over there? Okay, so with that situation, he lied to a whole community and
Oh
told
damn.
people that he was sick, he was in the hospital, he was having 15 heart attacks, 25 seizures, 15 strokes, brain
Damn.
damage, paralyzed for life. I mean, you name it. I mean, shit, that came out. You know what I'm saying? And it actually happened twice. The first time, I think a lot of people believed it because we don't know, like, what's true or what's not. You feel me? Like, we got to take you at face value, you know what I mean, in this space. But when the second time came around, and I think people were asking some more questions and really trying to be like, wait, is this really real? You know what I'm saying? Because if you have 15 heart attacks, 25 seizures, 6 strokes, brain damage, you know what I'm saying? Like
Damn.
they gave you all these different things, heart condition. I mean, you would be like in a bubble. You feel me? Like you would be like you would be really like, this would not be your priority. You feel me? Like that's just what it is. And I think there's a lot of people in this space that crave attention and they do certain things and they say certain things to get attention. Unfortunately, being sick, telling people you're dying, that definitely gets attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it sucks because when you actually are friends with somebody and you worried sick about them and they saying all this stuff and then you find out to be a lie, you feel me? That's it for me. You cannot lie to me about something like that because people go to jail for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People really get
Oh
real
yeah.
repercussions for lying about stuff like that. There are people who fake cancer. There are people who fake diseases, people who fake all these things. Now, I could care less if you fake saying, "Oh, I got a Grammy nomination" or whatever. Like whatever, fuck that shit. But when it comes to like real shit like your health and you got all these people out here worried sick about you and you lying to all these people, that's where I draw the line. You didn't just lie to me, you lied to a whole community of people. And I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and to this day, I mean, I still got screenshots. I still got all this stuff that people are like, why didn't you put that out? I don't want to put it out because I think that speaks more about me than that speaks about him. You feel
Yeah.
me? I'd rather just move on with my life, move on with what I'm doing, move on with the events that I got going on, the productions I'm putting on, and not be worried about people like him. But it is sad that we do, and the reason why I brought it up is because it is really sad that there are people in this space that catfish and come up with lies and try to get pity from people and attention from people. You know what I'm saying? We love people the way they are. You feel me? I love my friends the way they are. I don't want all that extra line bullshit, you know what I'm saying? To make me want to be more your friend or this and that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of shit that you're on. Look, I got other friends in other places that I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got time for all that. I just don't.
Damn, that's true. Sorry about that, man. Too, man. I didn't even know. Some of these people I asked about, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Have problems and stuff,
You know
brother.
what? That's why even with my story with Miss Laura Hayes, you never know what
Yeah.
might come up. Yep.
Oh God, because I just saw him from Allspace, and I saw him in here one time when I was doing an interview. I was like, man, these people go back way back. You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy. What was it
And you know
like?
what's sad?
What's up?
Let me just say this real quick on that. It's sad how even him or even some of the other people that whatever from Altspace, like that maybe we didn't get along. It's sad that still to this day these people are going around putting negative things out there about me, like, oh, like you shouldn't go to his show or this and that, like he's not a
Oh
good
damn.
person, he's a bully or whatever. You feel me? And my thing is, everybody has their story, everybody has their own experience, everybody has something about them, and people don't see the whole side. But it's sad to see these people, instead of worrying about what they got going on or worrying about what you want to do in this space, you're still worried about me. All space been done for almost 2 years. You feel me? And you
Yeah.
still tripping off what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And
Damn.
it's just really got to come to an end. Like it really does. I'm sick and tired of these people going around saying, well, when he was in all space, this is what happened. I don't care. You feel me? All space is dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? And this is a whole new app. So if you bring that bullshit, that dirty laundry from one app to another app, I'm gonna treat you the same way. You know what I'm saying? But if you come in with an open mind and you're open and you don't treat me like that, if you come in with a new personality or whatever, a new mindset, new perspective, I'm always open to forgiveness. I'm always open to forgiveness. You feel me? That's just me. But if people come with that same energy, you just gotta meet them where they're at. You know?
Yeah. That's facts. Yeah, I do, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the fashion shows like over there? Was it lit? What did people like? Because I looked at them and I didn't really see no Nike, no Adidas, no Off White for real. Was it kind of just people making their own logos and stuff? I really didn't see no logos for real.
Well, the fashion show in there, like I said, was the creator Ryu, who is a good friend of mine, and he was really the go-to person who designed all the outfits in there. So
Oh,
people
okay.
would literally get clothes that they had in their closet, or a picture that they saw online. Maybe a celebrity was wearing an outfit that they liked, or something like that, and they would send him a picture, and he would recreate that. So
Oh
that
wow.
fashion show was everybody's creativity. It wasn't like a Nike or a Versace or a Dior. Nah, it was people in their individual taste. So somebody maybe I had a Versace suit. You feel me? I had a suit. It was Versace logo. I had a Gucci suit, whatever. But that's just my personal style. You feel me? I like those kinds of things. Somebody else, they may like something that they saw Fashion Nova. You know what I'm saying? And they got that dress made for them. It was just a matter of whatever people's taste was. And I had different categories. I had casual wear, evening wear, you know what I'm saying? Costumes, like you saw the superhero outfits. Like I had different
Yeah, that
things
shit was
because
hard.
people got different tastes. Like some people wore the Black Panther and Aquaman and all these different suits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people love comics. So I'm gonna do a category for them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a matter of everybody showing their taste of fashion, and it was no particular brand or anything that we were promoting. We were just promoting VR fashion, period.
Oh yeah, that's fire, bro. Cause I wish like we could make our own clothes on here, but it looks like I think Meta has people that makes the clothes and puts them on here. I just
Right.
wish we could make our own clothes, or I wish I could hit up Meta and be like, "Yo, I want to make some stuff. Let me ship you my brand. Let me put some clothes on
Right.
here, cause on there, you didn't have no arms, you didn't have no legs on here. We got the, what I'm saying. We don't got real character models. We got the basics of a human. You feel what I'm saying? So we
That
could really do
part.
some cool shit. Like you got on like what got on right now, like some
I think
high
this is
designer type
Diesel.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I noticed in Horizon they work with certain brands like
yeah.
Diesel or Puma or whatever. And then they have like certain items that they have. But yeah, I think they should really let the creators come up with the outfits because like in Altspace and even in VR chat, some of the dopest looks, people are coming up with some of the dopest outfits and looks. And
Especially
if we're
VR
just
chat.
gonna go with, Meta's just going with whoever's paying them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if Puma pays you this much, like let's go ahead and add a couple of Puma outfits. But the creators are really knowing where it's at when it comes to fashion.
Oh God, especially VR chat, man. Like they got the Bapes on there. They got the Nikes, the Adidas. Bro, they go crazy on VR chat,
They
and
do.
sometimes they don't even got no brands for us. Like what I'm saying, neons. I don't know how to describe what they be wearing, but it'd be some
Yeah,
cool shit.
facts.
What's it called? What do people look for in fashion? Do you think?
I think fashion is in the eye of the beholder. You feel me? And
Yeah,
I may like a certain look, and somebody may not like a certain look. Just like music, certain people may like a certain song or artist, and some people may not. I think fashion is to each their own. I really do think that, but I
facts.
think some of the trends that are going on today,
I
I
love
would
it.
say, yeah,
It's
I
it's
think
crazy because it's like a mix between early 2000s and the 90s. It's like a mix because we're the young niggas like my bad like saying that like I feel like we're bringing back bell bottoms, bro. Like we're bringing back 70s pants,
right,
but we're
right.
doing something different. It's skinny at the bottom too, but it's like we also stack them too. It's some crazy shit going on these days.
I think that it's a little bit of that, and I also think that people are trying to bring the hipster vibe. You know what I'm saying
Oh yeah,
to the scene where they're doing the neutral colors, the neutral
oh yeah,
tones,
the
or
beiges and shit.
you see what Kanye West does with the all black outfit,
Yeah,
turtleneck, and this is and that. You know what I'm saying? That's fashion to him. Now maybe I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Or what Kim Kardashian got going on with her, with her fashions and stuff, the big puffer jackets and this and that. You feel me? Now that's something that
yeah.
I may not like, but that's fashion to them. You feel me? And that's what they see as fashion. I think people are trying to define what a hipster is. You feel me? And be like, what does a hipster look like? It's something that's hip, fresh, cool, unique, stands out, but also is like part of that person and like that person's personal brand. So it's a little bit of everything.
Facts, man. Because I'll be so lost. Because do you feel like fashion has rules?
I think fashion has stereotypes. I think fashion
It
has
does, yeah,
I think fashion has cookie cutters of what they
yeah,
think fashion is. You know what I'm saying? I think people think, oh, well, you can't match this to this, or you can't wear this, or you can't do that. I think fashion is, pushing limits. You feel me? I think there's no right or wrong to fashion. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, everybody looking at Anna Wintour like, okay, well, what her opinion says is the most important. You know what I'm saying? Well, she's just one person. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I do get how certain people have certain influence over fashion, and I don't think there's any rules, but there are definitely some people in fashion that people try to impress, like Anna
yeah.
Wintour and other people. So they're gonna do whatever they can to, stand out for those people.
Yeah, myself, I really love streetwear, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like these days, bro, I feel like streetwear is also collaging with designer brands, you feel what I'm saying? Like shout out Yeet
Yep.
and shout out Lil Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying? They really do their thing. Tyler Creator, he's a
Travis
really
Scott just had some shoes
Travis.
come out. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, hell yeah. I like Travis. Travis style is it ain't bad, but it's pretty it's straight. It's straight. I give it
Hmm.
to him. Who do you think like oh yeah, what was I gonna say? Who do you think has the best drip for real? Like that you like?
That's a good question. I would say for men, I would have to go with either. Man, that's a hard question. Uh,
It's so much drip to choose from.
I'm trying. I'm just like cycling through my head right now. Like, who's out there? I really do like Childish Gambino. I know that's one person that
Oh, okay,
always
yeah.
stands out to me when I see him on red carpets. Like he always
Yeah.
like come through with like some kind of like suit that's like a little bit different or something. You know what I mean? I also really like lately Coleman Domingo. I don't know if you know who Coleman Domingo is. He's the one who just played uh Mister on Color Purple. In that movie Color Purple. He played
Oh
the male lead.
yeah.
Yeah, like he's got a really interesting fashion. Like I don't know if you've seen some of his looks, but he definitely is out
Oh yeah,
there.
he
Like with the
does.
big pants or whatever he does, like he's definitely out there. But I appreciate his sense of fashion. I do. And then in terms of like
His is like
women,
some suits and stuff. Like his is like real
right,
cleaned up.
right, yeah, yeah, I agree. In terms of women, I mean, I would say right now, uh, anybody but Doja Cat right now. I mean,
Damn, you
she's
ain't fuck
dressing
with that
crazy.
Doja.
I love Doja Cat, but she's looking crazy lately. I look, there's honestly
Yeah.
for women right now, there's a lot more no's and yeses. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like I think people are competing, like Sexy Red and Lotto, like they're all trying to compete, like to try to stand out with their fashion. I mean, they're wearing stuff that's like nipples out, ass out, whatever it is, like just a little nipple cover. I mean, that's not fashion to me. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like they really trying their best to be like what Lil Kim was back in the day. Trying to do this outlandish kind of outfits, like stuff like that. But not everybody can be Lil Kim. You feel me? And like Lady Gaga was one of those people who came out. Everybody was, oh, that girl looking crazy. Like we see what she wearing.
Yeah. She
She
was
was one of
fucking
the first
crazy.
people who came out. Even Madonna, same right before her was Madonna. People was looking at her like that. She was crazy. But it just like over time has now become like what people think is like what you're supposed to dress like. You know what I'm saying? So you see all these people out here going crazy. Cardi B, whatever. Big dresses, big this, big that. The bigger, the better. And I'm not seeing too much fashion in women right now that I'm enjoying. To be honest with you.
Yeah, women like yeah, it is. It's real different from men. Like I feel like we be putting that shit on for real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do like your girl earlier that she was talking about, Tinashe. She could pull it
Oh yeah,
together.
she does.
Coco Jones, I think Coco Jones looks stunning a lot of
Oh
times. Just trying to think of people. Jasmine Sullivan, my girl, she looks good. Yeah, there's a few people out there that I think are good, but yeah.
hell yeah, I gotta give it to the homie Pharrell. I think Pharrell put that shit on. Nego too. Nego's the
Well,
CEO.
Pharrell, he's the new creative director of Louis Vuitton. So
Yeah,
he got definitely some fashion taste.
hell yeah, Pharrell be putting
Yeah.
that shit on.
Uh-huh.
Who else? For who else I gotta give it to? Oh, Gunna. Man, let me tell you something. Gunna put that shit
Okay.
on. Like niggas from Atlanta, we put that shit on, man. No cap.
Okay, Gunna.
You gotta give Young Thug too, man. Young Thug is he and man, like shout out to Young Thug, you know what I'm saying? Everybody you back in the day thought bro was gay. Like well hip hop, hip hop in the hip hop community being gay is crazy, you feel what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
nothing wrong with being gay, you know what I'm saying? But back in the day Young Thug put on the dress. But you know what I'm
I
saying?
do
People
remember that.
people from where I'm
Yeah.
from, we not knowing like that's real fat like the way he had on at the time was like real fashion, you feel me? That's like real like I
Well, my
call it
girl Nikki
yeah.
calling him out in Barbie Dreams was like, you remember that bar that she dropped? That she caught him in the dressing room stealing people's dresses?
Yeah. Hell
Shit
yeah,
wild.
man. And then, what do you think about Joe Budden's drip? You ever heard of Joe Budden?
I do know Joe Budden. He got a simple drip. I mean, he don't got nothing. Listen, that man, he one of a kind. Okay, he one of a kind. Listen, I don't think I met any interviewer, podcast host. I mean, that has started more shit with their guests than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know that sometimes you run into some people, but I mean, it's like every guest that come on his show, he disagrees with. He just gets into it with them. So, it's crazy.
That is crazy, bro. People say, have you ever heard of when he was wearing that foot skip ball jersey?
But don't start with that. Don't start with that. Man,
Joe
that
Budden
Joe
was on that
Budden.
bullshit.
Joe Budden think he relevant when he really not. But that's enough airtime for him. You feel me? Because he ain't getting any more airtime on his show. So
Hell yeah. Why didn't you carry Tonight Show over to Horizon Worlds?
I get that question all the time. I really do. It's a lot of work. It's not just showing up and interviewing somebody. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot about
Yeah,
like getting the guest and writing the questions and having a monologue prepared and having a game prepared. Like the Tonight Show, I wanted that to be exactly like what you feel like when you go to the Tonight Show. You know what I'm saying? Like all these late night shows that you see on NBC and ABC and all that stuff. I wanted to give that experience to people,
yeah. It
and
remind me a
that's what
lot
I
about
did.
Jimmy Kimmel. It remind me a lot of
Kimmel,
Jimmy Kimmel.
exactly. And you know what? When I first started the Tonight Show, like I really studied Kimmel and Fallon, those two the most.
Yeah,
I also studied like Stephen Colbert a little bit, like some of the other ones. James Corden, he's got some dope games and stuff on his show. I really did study all these late night shows. Like I watched so many episodes. Like I watched so much stuff. I watched all their shows, and I really did that because I wanted to give that same experience to people. You feel me? I wanted to give people that same feeling when they came to my show of like, yo, I feel like I'm really at a late night show. And I succeeded at that because a lot of people walked away from my show saying, man, that felt like really though like a late night show. Like the
mm-hmm.
monologue at the beginning, the guests, the game, the performance, like everything. You feel me? Like all that was planned. I gave 100% of my energy in that show. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little hard to do that, you know what I'm saying, right now because I'm doing 100% of my energy towards Horizon Squares.
Yeah,
So if I brought in the Tonight Show, I would be really split on time. So I'm trying to figure out a way that maybe I could do it, you know what I'm saying? But right now, like I'm just focusing on Horizon Squares and just making it the best it can be. I don't want to spread myself too thin like I did in Altspace where I was doing 4 or 5 things a week, tiring myself
yeah. You
out,
was
burning
busy.
out. Yeah, and it burns you out. It does. It really does burn you out eventually because, it's not just what you see. Like I said, all these people showing up to the show, they think that's all they get. No, you don't realize the whole week leading up to it, there's planning, there's scheduling,
Promo.
there's promo, you're writing a monologue, you're doing all questions. I mean, you're writing all these things. Like it really is almost like a part-time job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So especially for somebody that got a full-time job, adding a part-time job to a full-time job is like a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
that's facts. No cap. That how it was for me. I was doing too many, so I got burnt out on it. So I was like, all right, I got scheduled this day. So we're gonna do 2 days out of the week where I have some shit going on and stuff. And how you was studying, Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that. Man, I was
Yeah.
studying like Vlad TV, DJ
Right.
Small Eyes, Adam 22. That bro, Adam 22 is really what made me want to do this shit for real, bro. Cause he's so damn funny.
You
how he
just said a
act
lot
and shit.
about who you are, your character, by just saying you listen, you watch adaptation.
Yeah, I know. I'm like a nigga. Like I know I'll be like, you know what I'm saying. I know I'm like I be like a little goofy and shit like that. But Adam 22, like I say, like Adam 22, he let his wife do. You know, I'm sure you heard about Lena, what he let his wife do. You feel
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
well, that's what their podcast really is, though. Is like they interview somebody and then they end up hooking up.
Mm-hmm.
Like like that's really like the podcast is. But I did
Hell
hear about
yeah.
Lena Devine with what's his name, that guy, Jason Love.
But people don't realize is he did that, but he it doesn't really make him. I feel like it don't make him less of a man because like he wasn't there when it happened or like he was watching it. But when them, you know how many M's probably hit his bank account after that though.
I mean, that was definitely a money move. You feel me?
You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
I think if you at that point where you can make that kind of money. I mean, I'm okay with sex work as long as like you're doing it for the right reasons. Like you need to make money. Maybe you had a family to support. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Like I get that. I don't think sex work is for the people that just want to like show off. You feel me? Like I think that's kind of corny. But nah, I mean, they definitely are at the point where they can make lots and lots of money off some OnlyFans stuff. You know what I mean? So um it's not really my taste of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like
Oh
to keep
yeah.
it more on the classy side, but I do know that there are people out there that, that's their living. That's how they make their money.
Facts,
And,
and people don't understand like Adam 22 and Lena, they don't like they love each other. You feel me? The people that they do that money that's this work to them. Because Lena,
right.
even before Adam got with Lena, Lena was already doing her thing in the porn industry. You feel what I'm saying? And Adam got with Lena, and then Lena put Adam onto the porn shit. That shit's crazy. But
Yeah,
that's them LA folks. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That
And you
shit get
can't blame
crazy.
all us West Coasters for that. Nah, we can't do that. Nah. I ain't responsible for everybody's behavior on the West. Okay.
No cap. What was it? Did you enjoy the water show in Beliga?
Oh, and Bellagio?
Bellagio, yeah.
Yeah, you've never been to Vegas before?
Nah, but I want to go. I don't want to go while I'm, you know what I'm saying, still grinding. I want to go when I'm already up there. You feel me? Just so I can enjoy it for real.
Yeah, I mean Vegas is dope. I mean they got like different shows out there. The Hotel Bellagio, it has a water show that comes on like every hour at night.
Yeah, it looked
And
lit.
they play. Yeah, it's really dope. It's really beautiful. And then I don't know if they still do it anymore. I know they're trying to get rid of it, but the hotel right next door, the Mirage, they used to have like a fire show. So one was water, one was
Yeah,
fire. They did a fire show, and then yeah, I mean Vegas is dope. I mean it's a really dope place.
hell yeah, I want to go out there so bad. Was it hot out there when you was over there?
Yeah, I think I went there in April, so it was like right before the summertime. So yeah, I mean it definitely was heating up. It's a desert, so you gotta think about the winters are really cold and the summers are really hot over there. You feel me? So I think I've been there during both seasons though, I've been there during like the summertime, and I've also been there during the wintertime where, a lot of the hotels like the Venetian, they put ice skating out there in the front. So you could actually go ice skating at some of the hotels and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean they cater to the season.
Hell yeah, I know that was fun. What was it like? Did you gamble any? You go to any casinos?
Listen, I love blackjack. That's my game. That's my game. Okay, you can always catch me at a blackjack table. I do gamble. I'm a victim of gambling, but I will say I think I'm pretty good at blackjack, so I don't typically lose too much money. In fact, I think I gained. I think the last time I went, I think I gained a little bit of money. But yeah, if you do Vegas right, you can definitely pay for your trip off one night in the casino. So yeah,
Hell
definitely
yeah,
take
that's
my
the move.
chances.
I heard
Yeah.
casinos like there's no clocks in there. Is that true? Like no way to tell time in there.
I've that's a good question. I mean, I look at my phone when I need a clock. So
That's true.
today we just be looking at our phones. But yeah, I don't think that there's really any clocks over there. And the way they keep the casino is that it looks like this, like there's no windows. Like you don't see when you go into a casino, they don't put any
Wow.
windows. Even when you go to the door when you're on your way out, like those windows are like tinted. so you don't see what time of day it is like outside. I think that keeps a lot of people in there so that when they look out or whatever, they're like, oh, it's still like plenty of time. You know what I mean? It could be like morning though. You know what I'm saying? The sun could be up. But they tint the window so it looks dark, like it's nighttime. So they definitely have their ways of keeping people in there. And the drinks
Damn.
are free when you're gambling. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way they keep people there.
Oh, really? Like you don't have to pay for the
Yeah.
drinks if you're like spending money and shit.
Well, if you're gambling, yeah, you don't have to pay. They come, they get your order. You do have
Oh
to tip
wow.
the waitress, but yeah, you don't have to pay for the drink.
Damn, that's pretty cool. I ain't gonna
So when I said at the casino, I'm like ordering Patron. I'm like, "What's your top shelf?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't get a shot of Patron out here for like $2. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
But yeah,
That is fire. Did you win anything?
yeah. I mean, I win from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Occasionally. Not
Hell
every
yeah.
time, but like I said, I try to play games that I know. I don't play roulette. I'm not putting my chances on, a little ball spinning and shit. Like I'm
That's what I
not.
see in the movies a lot. That game.
Yeah, I'm not really a person that likes to play with chance. I like to have a little bit more control. And with blackjack, you hit, you stand, whatever. Like you have control over your cards. You feel me? So I like that aspect of it versus roulette. You just relying on luck, right? So even slots, I'm like, I don't even waste my time with slots. You feel me? Because it's a waste of money.
Oh God, do they have the mechanical slots over there, or do they have the? Do you know how they got the gas stations where they have the digital touch screens on there? Or what do
Oh,
they
they
have
got
over
both
there?
nowadays. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
got both.
Hell yeah.
Different ones,
Um,
different themes. They got like Wheel of Fortune and Deal or No Deal and this and that, like different themes. I mean, everybody got their own casino machine now at this point. Like you would even see like Gordon Ramsay got his own slot machine, like the Hell's Kitchen slots. Like you know what I'm
what
saying?
the
Like
hell?
anybody could get like a slot machine. It's really the same concept. It's just a different, instead of
Theme.
candies or beans or you put like different items in there. You put like if it's Beyonce, for example, you put like a microphone, you put like a beat, whatever. It's like they just got their own symbols and shit like that, but it's all the
That's
same.
funny as hell. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called, but it's like everything in the world kind of set up like that. Like especially restaurants, like a bar and grill. You know what I'm saying? They might be playing R&B. They might have blue lights. This one might have red lights, playing rap music. Or
right.
McDonald's
Yeah,
and Burger King. McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? They got their Big Macs. They all got cheeseburgers, fries, and nuggets. But this one stacks it different. This one has sesame seed buns. This one
that
has
part.
glossy buns. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
all the
little
same
bit
shit.
different. Yeah,
That shit's crazy, bro. I don't know how to explain it.
it's like all the same, but you just brand it. You put your own name
Yeah,
on it. Like like you just said, McDonald's got their burger, the Big Mac, and Burger King got the
the
Whopper.
Whopper.
You feel me? It's like the same thing, but it's just the name, and it's the fact that they want to brand it with their brand. You know what I'm saying? But it's really the same.
Hell yeah, that stuff is cool. Like when it comes to business and stuff, business is really cool. And it's like the regular person, they're so blind that they don't even know that shit.
Right.
How much have you won before in Vegas?
How much have I won in Vegas? I would say, I mean, I try not to put too much money in at once. So like I put maybe a couple hundred in, maybe no more than like half a stack. But I've definitely gotten a few stacks.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I've put in like maybe like 400 or 500 bucks before, and walked away with like 2,000. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, like I would say like that's pretty average for me. Sometimes I might walk away with more. Sometimes I might walk away with less. You know what I'm saying? It depends. On the luck of the night and luck of the cards.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I know you're in Horizon World doing Horizon Squares now. Do you ever still do your VR chat thing? Cause I know when you was transitioning from Altspace after Altspace closed down, you was really focusing on VR chat. When did you kind of say, all right, I'm gonna leave VR chat in the past. I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing on Horizon Squares?
I think the beginning of the year is really when I made that change. Like last year, I had the whole year, right? All space went down in March. And from
Hmm.
March until like December, like I had that whole year to do stuff in VR chat. And I did. Like I had a few club nights.
Yeah, you did your
I
thing.
I even brought my talk show over there at first, you know what I'm saying? And I had FedXR, the instructors on my show. So I've had people come through like, to VR chat, but I just was realizing it wasn't getting the traction that I wanted to. Like people didn't know about it. People would see the show after and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know about that." And I'd be like, yeah, like it happened, you know, but you can't tell in VR chat. Like it's hard to join off people. Like it's hard to see what's going on. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? When January comes, I'm gonna definitely try something at Horizon because all I hear is about people having Horizon events and people attending those events. So I was like, let me give it a go because I love VR chat and I did a comedy club and it was packed. But at the same time, I'm like, if I want to do something weekly where people just know my schedule, Horizon is going to be the place to be. If it's like a one off thing like the comedy club where I can promote for weeks and weeks and weeks and get the word out, then yeah, that makes sense. But with these weekly shows, when you only got a week between each show to promote and get the word out, you know, they're
Yeah.
moving a lot faster. So I decided to move that to Horizon. You know what I'm saying? VR chat allows, it requires a lot more time for promoting and getting the word out and communicating your event than Horizon does. So I realized that with the weekly events.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely try that VR chat out too. I'm gonna probably give me hit me up some builders and get some shit built over there, and probably do a couple podcasts over there just to see what it'll be like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I like the how the characters look. You can actually sit down, have your legs. You know what I'm saying? Like you sitting down and stuff. It's just
Yep.
all the technicality behind it. I really love it. It's so fire.
Absolutely.
What is Zepeto?
Oh, it was Zepeto. I was
Zepeto.
like, what? Zepeto is just another platform. It's on your phone. It's not a VR app, but it's kind of like Horizons or any other app. It's like on your phone. You can dress your avatar. You can go to worlds. You could take photos. You could do all that stuff. So it's pretty much like the same concept. It's just on your phone. But what I use it for mostly is just like to like customize my avatar and take photos, and then like maybe I might caption that photo like something that's on my mind or something like that, you know. I don't really like use it for the social aspect of things like going into worlds and stuff over there. I just use it to get content, you know what I'm saying? I use it for content purposes. Get my avatar. I like the avatars and the outfits that they have in there. You know, it gives you
Yeah,
more
they got some
options
cool
than the
stuff.
ones in here. Absolutely. So I use that avatar a lot to customize and use as like a representation of me, right? Because I'm able to customize a little bit more to look like me, right? So it's just another app.
Hell yeah, that's fire, bro. How did you meet Disco Jesus?
Disco Jesus. You asking
I
like
saw that.
about a lot of random people. Cause like
He stood
Disco
out to me when
Jesus.
I was looking at your Instagram. I was like, this dude stands out. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean he's a dope guy. I haven't worked with him in a long time, but he's a DJ, and I used to do this event called Tuesday Night Turn Up, and it was every Tuesday night, and I would have like a different guest DJ come and DJ for an hour, just 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Just 1 hour, stress free, drama free, dancing, fun, good vibes, and I would have different DJs come. So Disco Jesus was one of the DJs. Excuse me, one of the
Hell yeah.
DJs that came. And so he's one of the people who I met. Really interesting personality. You know, he's like a Jesus, but he's also really dope. Like he's a comedian. I know he does stand up comedy. Um, so yeah, really dope person. Haven't worked with him in a while though, but I think he's still around in VR chat.
Hell yeah, that's fire. I saw him. I was like, man, he probably plays some fire ass music.
You know, he plays more EDM and funk. So he's like very like disco, like his name Disco Jesus. Like
Yeah.
that's what he plays. Like it's funk. And that's what like what I liked about that event is every DJ was different. You might have a DJ that comes and plays R&B. You might have a DJ that comes and plays EDM. You might have Disco Jesus come play funk music. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I liked about that event. It was just all different kinds of DJs and music.
Well, funk music was it like Memphis funk music? How they have the you know what I'm saying the cowbells and shit like that, or was it like 70s funk music?
More like 70s funk.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, that's fire. Were you excited when you made the Bad and Bougie magazine cover?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud of Cool Vibes. Like, Cool Vibes is somebody that I've known since Altspace, who's been on my show. Really, really dope person. And so when she came out with the magazine, I was like, this is dope. And I
Yeah,
told
that's
her, I
fire.
was like, let me know how I can support. You know, I would love to be featured one day. And we talked about it and whatnot. And yeah, I was featured on, I believe, their January issue. And, you know, we had our interview. And one thing about Cool Vibes is that she knows a lot of my history from Altspace and stuff like that. So really dope interview. You know, I spilled a little bit of exclusive stuff to her too. You know what I'm saying? To feature on the magazine about some of my experiences with bullies and trolls and people like that. You know that we've talked about too. But yeah, I mean, just a really dope magazine. Really proud of her of how far she's come. I mean, that magazine is like popping
Looks so
right now.
professional too. How
Yeah,
she sets
it's
it up.
really, and I bought myself a physical copy, so it's really dope that they actually got physical copies too. You can have it as like a coffee table magazine. You know what I'm saying? So really dope.
Or got a little decoration in your crib. You know what I'm saying? Put it on a
Right.
little coffee
I
table.
put it where my bookshelf is. Like I have like a little bookshelf. It's not big, but just like a little bookshelf, and I put it right there. You know what I'm saying? Just to like, you know, put myself with these people. You know, with these other magazines and these books that I got. Like shit, I'm on a magazine too now. You know, put myself with the other magazines. Let me put myself right up next to Jennifer Aniston. Bam. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god, that shit's cool. I remember
Yes,
reading those
sir.
Ripley's Believe It or Not video magazines in school and shit.
I was a Guinness World Records type person. Like I
Oh, those are
love
good
getting
too.
yes, I love going through those books and seeing what people like the random topics that people would have records for, like most strawberries in your mouth, like whatever, like you know what I mean. Like they would have like the most random shit, but it was really dope. Like that's the kind of stuff I grew up on.
Oh god, my favorite shit was watching that lizard nigga. You know the lizard dude that had the
Steve
split
Irvin.
tongue. Yeah,
Oh no,
I
no, no,
love
no.
looking at that.
That's somebody else. Split tongue.
Hell yeah. What's it called? What was I finna ask? Oh, what made you want to make music videos in VR chat? Those look really good. And I like those.
Yeah, you know, I've had video editing experience for like a long time. Like I used a long time ago, I did a documentary, and I shot and edited a documentary about like companies that don't put enough emphasis on diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked about that Pepsi commercial with Kendall Jenner. You know that Pepsi commercial that came out where she was like protesting the Black Lives Matter, and people were like, "Girl, how you gonna solve Black Lives Matter with a sip of a Pepsi?" You know what I'm saying? Like like that whole thing inspired me to do that documentary because it was like clearly somebody was not in the boardroom who was black who could sit there and say, "Yo, that's not appropriate." You know what I'm saying? Like you're making light of the situation. Um,
That's funny
so
as
that's
hell.
really what inspired me, and I worked on a documentary. I interviewed people at companies and things like that. So that was like when I was in college, and then coming to VR, like you know, I had the editing experience, but I really didn't put too much into it because you know, it's nice to hold some things to yourself, you know, just little talents that you have here and there. But you know, when I saw that there was a void for music videos and that people wanted music videos, I was like, look, let me get my music experience and my editing experience and bring it to the table and help out people because that's always what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help people, you know, and I have the experience, I have the knowledge, so I just try to, you know, bring it into here. But it was something that I've always had. You know, I've always known how to do that, but you know, certain things you keep to yourself for a little bit just because you don't want to show all your cards at once. You feel me?
Oh
And
hell yeah.
now we got to the point where, yeah, I'm like revealing another card for you guys to see. You know what I'm saying? I got some more cards. You know, I'm holding like this, but that doesn't mean you know what I mean. You'll see, but you know, I'm slowly showing some of my other skills and talents that I have in this space.
Hell yeah, that would be lit. What's your go-to editing software?
I use a lot of different ones. I use Adobe. I
Ooh.
use I have a Mac, so I'm a big user of like iMovie and GarageBand and things like that. Like a lot of people don't realize you could do a lot with those apps. So I'm honestly I use whatever calls for the video. Like I really am. Like I've know so many different softwares and things like that that it just depends. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on. I'm actually starting to see like a lot of different ones come out too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different video editing softwares come out that can do different things. So I am exploring some of the other ones that are out there too. But you know what I'm saying? I just think that it really is to each their own. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're used to, you know, that's what I do.
Oh yeah, Adobe's lit. Shout out my Adobe, the homie. Cause I rap in real life. The homie that edits my videos. I think he uses Adobe and stuff and all the Adobe effects.
Yeah,
Um, I went back in like freshman year. I was in a class called I forgot what it was called, but it was basically a class that teaches you video shooting and editing and stuff like that. And we
yeah.
used to use Final Cut Pro. I feel Final Cut Pro heavy. That shit's lit. No cap. What I use right
Mm-hmm.
now though for my clips and all that, and when I edit videos, because I don't really got interviewing and stuff. You only gotta do too much crazy shit. So I
Right.
downloaded that Final Cut. I mean not Final Cut. That Cap Cut.
CapCut. Yeah.
Ooh, that bit
That's on the
hard, bro.
phone, right? Or is it on the computer too?
Oh, it's on computer. It's even better on
Oh,
computer
okay.
too. Yeah,
Got you.
it's
Yeah,
on
I've
phone
seen a
too.
lot of people use that for their TikToks. That's like a big popular one. And I
Oh
like
yeah,
you use that because you do really good short reels, which is really good. If you're doing
yeah.
like long videos, CapCut is not really meant for that, like for
Facts.
music videos and stuff like that.
Oh no, you
But
don't want to.
right, yeah. But like for little reels and clips like this, like CapCut is perfect. It really is.
Oh God, it's fast too. And shout out AI, bro. Like
Yep.
with them captions. I hope you didn't look at the captions too hard because you would kind of realize that some of the captions aren't even what the
Yeah, they're
hell the
not
person.
perfect. Yeah. Even with Instagram, with their closed captions, like you could actually edit it. So like it doesn't always get it right. You know what I'm saying? So I have to go in and like edit it and change some of the words out and stuff like that. But I'm happy that Instagram lets you do that because I know some of the other softwares they don't let you go in there and edit the caption. But
Oh God, they be stingy with it, bro.
yeah.
What's it called? How come like I noticed your videos and stuff? How come like was you able to put on like how in real music videos the lighting is like I forgot what it's called, but they kind of changed the lighting to fit in with the mood of it. Was it because how virtual reality is like the lighting's not all the way there yet, in real life, or were you just not able to do that type stuff?
I think the lighting is not there yet. Like if this was like IRL, like you gotta realize like you got equipment, you got lighting, you got all these different things that you can do. You feel me? Like sometimes I really wanna like I love a world and I'm like, it would be dope if I could just grab a couple of my lamps that I got over here that got like these cool dope colors and like line it, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be dope to have some kind of neon background effect or whatever. But like unfortunately, like we don't have that, you know what I'm saying, in VR. You're given what you got. You know what I'm saying? With these worlds and stuff like that. So, I mix up a little bit. I do worlds. Sometimes I do green screen footage so that I can like do what I want in the background with the green screen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's kind of like a situation of like you're given what you got. If this was IRL, like I have all these other ideas, but unfortunately, like I can't implement it because all I have is my computer. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can record with. I don't have lighting. I don't have equipment. I don't even have a drone. You feel me? To
Yeah,
do drone shots. And that's something I've always wanted to do is like do really dope drone shots that zoom out and zoom in, but I can't do that. I could do B-roll, you know what I'm saying, which is like
hero.
if you know what B-roll is, it's like
Yeah.
side to side and back and dolly shots. I don't know if you know what dolly shots are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, they used to
Oh yeah.
call it dolly shots because in real life you'd be sitting on a dolly and a dolly cut would be a type of cut when the dolly is moving and you're cutting the visuals. But that's all we can really do. We can do B-roll and dollies, and that's about it in VR. So yeah,
Hell yeah, the type videos I shoot in real life, I don't shoot them, but the homie does. I forgot what it's called, but it's like it's a dang, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like a thing where you put your camera on and it's kind of stable. You can move it up and down and
yeah,
side to side. And it's like gimbal. That's what it's called.
yeah,
The
yeah,
homie
yeah.
use a gimbal for some good old B roll, and he'll just what I'm saying we'll before we set up a shoot and do a little scene. Say we're outside the gas station. Brody will just what I'm saying
Get
hit
some
a gimbal
B-roll.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
stop signs, street signs,
yeah,
all type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And put it
absolutely.
together. In VR chat, like, was you able to slow mo too? I feel like every music video needs some slow motion. Are you able to do slow motion in VR chat when
When I'm
shooting
editing,
video?
I can,
Oh,
but
okay.
not in the app. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If that's your question, like in the app, I could speed it up or slow it down. But, or I mean, on the video editing, I could slow it down. But, I mean, on the app, nah, you can't like you know like it's like everything that you do in real life. You can't like slow motion walk, but you can like create certain like visuals and stuff that you can't always do in real life too. Like, if you want somebody standing on the edge, like one of my music videos that I did for my friends is we had them jumping off a cliff holding hands. You feel me? Like, IRL, like, you would have to find like a cliff and stuff like that versus like VR chat, it's a lot easier. Boom, there's a cliff. Let's get that angle right here. You know what I'm saying? Where you're jumping off. So, I mean, there are certain things and pros to editing in VR chat. Like you can create certain visuals that maybe you can't create in real life, right? But yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to it. You know what I'm saying? The cons are that you can't do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you don't have a choice of everything. You get what you got. So
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And I noticed like the videos too, like most of the time it was like a still camera. Were you able to kind of move the camera around freely how you wanted to? Or were you just like those type of shots?
I mean, like, well, if you see my videos, then you know my camera moves a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't really just leave my camera there, like sitting there and just like having people move around. You know what I'm saying? Like my camera moves, and I think that's a big part of music videos in general is having motion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having like a little bit of motion, like even if they're just sitting here performing, at least moving the camera side to side, back and forward. You feel me? So that it gives a little bit of depth to what they're doing. um, I do occasionally put the camera there, let them sit in front of the camera and do their thing. But yeah, if you see my videos, you know I'm always moving that camera. You feel me? Because I just think that it just adds for a better visual. You know,
Oh yeah, effects. Have you ever heard of VFX?
VFX, like
Yeah.
video effects.
Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of like VFX is basically like your this transition and say there's like a um like something that interesting that you want to cut out, you know what I'm saying? You'll cut it out and kind of zoom into it and it'll be a whole nother transition. So it's like say you're looking at a phone, it'll like go into the phone and you're like at another transition type shit.
Okay, I gotta look into that. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not like I tell people all the time. I'm not an advanced video editor. You feel me? I would say I'm like better than beginner. Like I'm probably in the middle. Like I'm intermediate. You know what I'm saying? Because I have like pretty good knowledge, but I'm still learning. Like every time I edit a video, and I always tell people this: every video I do, I'm getting better because I'm learning something new each time. You feel me? So my first video that I did compared to my 10th, it's gonna be different, obviously. Because the 10th video, I've learned so many more between that. And I even tell people too when they see the first video, I'm like, this is my first video, so you know how far I've come. My first video, I didn't really know what I was doing. You feel me? I was just like doing what I thought. But now looking back, I'm like, oh, I would have changed that. I would have done this differently. I would have done this differently. You feel me? But it's all a learning lesson because now when I do my videos, I have a better idea of what looks good on camera, what looks good. You know what I'm saying? As a what's pleasing to the eye, things like that. So
facts. That's what I wanted to do back in the day, like 2016, 2015. I was on GTA 5, and this one they just came out with I was this one I switched consoles to PS4 from PS3, and they came out with a Rockstar editor. So I was like, oh, bet I'm gonna make music videos on GTA 5. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I used to make little music videos and shit. I was like 14, 15 at the time, and I used to play around with it and shit. I used to like, and now I look at them now, I'm like, man, I could have did way better. I could have did some, some different shit type stuff. What was your favorite video that you shot so far?
Man, with
Music
these
video.
favorites, Reese. I mean, you asked me Sophie's choice. I mean, all these questions. I swear to God. But I mean, I don't have. I think they're all of them are my favorite in different ways. I will say. I mean, I love all the videos, but some of them I'm like, I like how that turned out. You feel me? And it's
Oh yeah.
like when you get that feeling. And I did a video called Fallback, and it's not as much of a popular one that I've done for other people, but um, just like some of the visuals that I did on there. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted it to be like a strobe kind of effect, the whole video, and where it's just like blinking and it's a lot of like strobe. And when you see it, and
Oh yeah.
especially if you see it in VR chat on the big screen, it looks like a crazy visual. Like I'm pretty proud of myself for making it look like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, damn, when I hear people in the audience and they're like, damn, that's when I know I did some shit right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I don't have a favorite, but like in terms of like me looking back, being like, yeah, I had this idea and it actually worked out pretty well. Was like that video. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted it to be like a little bit reminiscent of the video itself, but also like just going off a little bit on the visuals. You feel me? Just like having fun, just have it strobing out. You know what I'm saying? Like a dance party type shit where it's just like crazy effects, like. So yeah, I had some fun with that one.
Hell yeah, I love your videos, bro. You got some fire music videos. I gotta say my favorite one is the Ice Spice one though. They was in that store. I was like, y'all did that. Y'all
Ice
did y'all thing with
Spice,
that.
you hear that one? My girl Diamond is in the audience. That was who played Ice Spice right
Oh, for
there.
real? Oh, hell
Yes.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yes. No, that was a really fun one. And the funny thing about that video is I love how I was able to change people's minds with that song because everybody always sat there like, I don't like Ice Spice. Yeah, that song, think you the shit. You're not the fart. I mean, it sounds stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, I'm telling you, this is a fire song. Like, I'm telling you, sometimes people don't believe me at first. Then we did the video, and it's like, now people can't get enough of that song. Like, dead ass. Like, people cannot get enough. And they're like, when I think of that song, I think of your video. I don't even think about the real video. I think of your video because that shit is what made me like the song. You feel me? So if I'm able to change people's minds like that, where they don't even like the song or they don't listen to the song, and then they see the video and they're like, damn, this is dope. You feel me? Like that's what I kind of did with that song. Is like a lot of people didn't like it, but now I think a lot of people like that song.
Hell yeah, I fuck with that video. That was a really good like representation of Ice Spice, how she was in the store and shit. Cause I think that video actually came out before she actually pulled up to the bodega in real life and shot a video. That shit was crazy. Y'all did y'all thing with
Yeah,
that, bro. I ain't
that was
even
like
lie.
right. That was pretty much like a week or two after she dropped the real video. That's when we did the recreation.
Hell yeah, that shit was. Oh, I
Mhm.
thought it was before for some reason. Hell
No,
yeah.
it's so funny sometimes with these. I try to like stay with the trends, like Um, I did a video like Usher was doing the Super Bowl and everything. Like, Usher was really popping, and I'm like, I want to do an Usher song. It's the year of Usher. You know what I'm saying? And because he was doing his Vegas residency, he had the Super Bowl. They was honoring him everywhere they got. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me do an Usher video. So I did Good Good. I did that Usher video, Good Good. A song with Summer Walker and 21 Savage. I did that
No,
video. Oh, you gotta
okay.
listen to it,
But
or at
I
least
will
go
check
watch
it
the
out though.
video. That video has, I think, 60,000 views on YouTube. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, like it just goes to show, like, if you try to stick with the trends, like people will find it. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that I did. Like, I didn't really think of it too much in the moment. I was just like, yo, Usher's popping right now. Let's do an Usher video. And turns out like people like that video too, like, the good good video. And, you know, 60,000 people watched it. Obviously, there were, people out there that really heard about it, and a lot of these people may have not even seen what the metaverse is, and they're seeing an Usher video like shot completely in VR chat. Like that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been a crazy road.
hell yeah, it has no limits, especially on PC, bro. That's just
Right.
crazy. It's,
Absolutely.
it's fire. Last but not least, man. The homie. I never met her before, but I do want to meet her and get an interview with her. How did you find out about Sweetie Speaks?
To be honest with you, I don't know who that is.
For real?
I'm not trying to be Kiki Palmer, but I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
I'm really not trying to be Kiki, but I don't know who that is. I
Oh,
mean,
bet
I
my fault.
like that name kind of sounds familiar. I know somebody named Cutie the Sweetest. I know a couple of people with the name Sweetest. That name kind of sounds familiar, but I don't really know who that is.
Oh, best because I was just looking on your Instagram and I always go to who was tagged in this everything. I go to your tag stuff, and the Sweetie Speaks. She's a I think she tagged you in some paint and sip thing she was doing on VR chat.
Oh, that was her. Okay, yeah. Okay, so, I'm like, what? So, I mean, I don't know who she is, but I mean, she had an event in VR chat the other night, which was like a paint and sip, and we had a
Yeah.
fun time. We really did. I didn't really get to know her too much that night because everybody was literally in their own like zone painting and like, what I'm saying, like focusing on their artwork. I didn't really get to know her, but she definitely put on a fun event. Like we had a good time. Like just chilling, listening to music, painting, sipping. It was fun. Yeah, shout out to Cuties. What's her name again? I'm sorry, I
Sweetie
don't even.
Speaks. Oh, you good?
Sweetie Speaks. Sweetie Speaks. Yes, dope person. Man,
Man,
I'm
let
really
me.
not trying to be Kiki Palmer. I swear to God.
Oh no, you good. She actually made how to DJ in Horizon Worlds video tutorial. She got over 300K
Oh,
views on
nice,
that thing, and without that video, I wouldn't be where I am today. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Because
awesome.
I remember back in the day when I first hopped on Horizon World back in November. You know what I'm saying? I had a laptop. I looked up how to DJ Horizon run because I seen all these DJs on here and like no offense to the older people, but it ain't nothing. But at the time, there was a whole bunch of older people playing love music, slow music, and I'm like, man, I want to play some underground trap music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now when I go to Black Magic, I torture them with underground trap music. But
What
that's
the?
like that's different, Oxy. But
Let
I'll
me
be
sip my drink on that one. Hold on,
I'll talk about Chick Rio the Young OG and shit like that. You probably don't know them folks.
No, I
But
love all kinds of music though. The only kind of genre I really don't listen to is country. But
you ain't right with the
other
country.
than that, you know what? If it's I've been liking Miss K Michelle over here doing her thing with this country music. I will have to say, but um, I'm not a huge country singer or a country music lover. You know what I'm saying? There's a few artists out there that I like. That I think they do a good job. Like if we talk in real country, like Tracy Chapman, you know what I'm saying? Like real country artists, like from back in the day. But no, I'm not really into country.
Oh yeah, I like some of it just because I guess because I'm from the south. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
mom be
You hear a
listening
lot
to that
more of
shit.
it. We in the West Coast, we don't really we listen to more hip hop and R&B. That's really
Oh
our
yeah,
music. Yeah.
hell yeah, facts. But yeah, man, Sweetie, like man, running across that tutorial, that kind of made me. That's kind of brought me where I am today with the bot and stuff. When I learned how to record with it, play music with it, man, it's a
That's
big part
great.
of me for real in the Horizon worlds. My bot, no cap.
That's what it's about, helping other people, like, and rightfully so, she should have 300,000, visits because, you're doing something for the greater good. You're not doing it for you. You already know how to set up a bot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're doing it to teach other people. You're not trying to be a gatekeeper and try to stop anybody else from doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're actually giving other people the opportunity to do what you're doing, which is be a gatekeeper. And I try to be the same way too. When people come to me for advice, oh Sherwin, what should I do with this event or this video, or can you help me with this? I'm always down to help. You feel me? I'm never gonna tell you, nah, I can't, help you. I want you to do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for me to hold your hand, you know what I'm saying, through it all, but I'm gonna tell you how to be successful, how to go out there and do it yourself so that you could be independent and you could be a boss. You feel me? So I always think it's important to share the wealth of knowledge that you've gained.
Oh yeah, that's facts, man. No cap.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you for pulling up to the Off the Oxy podcast, my boy. No cap.
Cheers.
We had a lit
Hey,
interview. We was talking for like
we talked for a
two,
minute. Yes,
yeah,
sir. Yes,
2 hours and
sir.
30 something minutes, bro.
Damn, shit. I know. I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. I've been holding this shit in, but
Hell yeah, I was going in
hey,
cups
I
right
was
here.
lit. You was what?
I was going in cups right here. I had some cups beside me.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
it, bro. That was lit. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah,
Yes,
bro. Thanks for
sir.
pulling up, bro. You got any
Absolutely.
questions you want to ask or anything for the audience or anything?
Anything for the audience. Um, Yo, just be yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were just talking, I was just having this conversation the other day. And I was telling people, it's all about your intention in this space. Like, I'm glad that you're doing a podcast. You feel me? You're not the first person to do a podcast, but this is something that you wanted to do, and it's something that's a passion of yours. So
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
fun.
You feel me? I don't like this whole, oh, I can't do this because this person's doing it, or I can't build this world because somebody else got this. Like, my advice to people is do what you want to do as long as it comes from a good place. Don't do something because you want to be competitive with somebody or outdo somebody. That's never going to work in your favor. Do stuff that you are passionate about. That's how I've been able to do what I've been blessed to do in this space. Is everything I've done is because I wanted to do it, not because other people told me to do it, not because I was pressured to do it, not because I wanted to get back at somebody or be revengeful or anything like that. I did it because I really enjoy doing this. This is a part of my life. It's not my whole life. It's an extension of my life, but I enjoy doing it and it's a part of who I am. So if you have that mentality, I mean, this place is a land of opportunity. You can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it, but you got to do it with the right intention. You got to do it with a clean heart. You got to do it with, the best that you could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just be mediocre. Don't just say, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay being, the mediocre person. Nah, be the best version of yourself that you could be. Put out the best show, the best podcast, the best game show, the best world. I mean, don't do anything half-ass. Do everything full speed. Be a boss. You feel me? Because that's what's gonna get you far in this space. And I just advise anybody who wants to do anything in here to just really do it from the heart. And I'll leave it at that.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro. No cap.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
having me. I appreciate it.
Y'all go
All right,
follow
all right.
Sherwin at Sherwin_VR on Instagram.
You already know. Shout out to Horizon Squares. Follow Horizon Squares as
Oh
well.
yeah.
If y'all are interested in being on the show, send me a DM either on the Horizon Squares page or my personal page. Like you said, Sherwin_VR. We love having new contestants, new squares. So definitely hit us up and make sure y'all check out Off the Oxy podcast. You already know, Reese. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. It was lit. This Reese
Yes,
off the
sir.
Oxy. Get some drink.